Welcome back to Gil's Arena, presented by Underdog Fantasy. We back. It's Thursday, last show of the week. Got the living legend Gilbert Arenas here. Gil using blue Tuesday. Now you rocking the red.
Max.
You switched on us?
Yeah.
Damn. It's not Gil's Karina anymore. And we got Miko Grimes here with us. What's up, Miko? How you doing?
I'm good.
For sure. Well, let's get into it. Here's what we got cracking today. The Suns are retiring Sean Marion and Amari Stoudemire's jerseys, but how good would they be in today's game? Rick Barry blasts people calling players from his generation plumbers, but what stars of old could be stars today? He wasn't with the Chanel. You worked with Rick on Big Three.
Mm-hmm. He said he's
mad that y'all calling everybody plumbers and talking about how trash and whack players from the 50s, 60s, and 70s are.
But they were plumbers.
They were insurance sellers.
Milkmen.
Real estate agents.
Garbage men.
All that goodness. We're going to have another. You already got old Isaiah Thomas on the black side. Now we got Rick Barry. You about to have just the full contingent of NBA old heads trying to pull up. But we in the gated community. Y'all cannot get in. You are not on the list. Especially when that bald-head white dude there. He don't let nobody in. I see him every day, Gil.
Yes.
I got to tell him my name every single day.
Me too. He run down and check. I'm like, bro, you know my car. Like, come on.
Unlike the other homie who's just like, oh, what's up, Josiah? How's the day today? But he doing his job, so respect to him. And Victor Wembanyama got the highest 2K rating for a rookie. Y'all know, every time we pull up in this shit, it's like
every day.
Same crew, same vehicles, but he doing his job. And Victor Wembanyama got the highest 2K rating for a rookie in history, but will he live up to the hype? But before we get into all that, as always, this show is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. If you have not done so already, go ahead, download the app, use promo code GilsArena. They will match your first deposit up to $100. And we're doing our MostlyFans segment. We're showing love to everybody who follows those directions, downloads the app, uses promo code GilsArena. If you drop a good question with your Underdog username, we will give you $50 for the free ski. And what?
Don't mix liquor with grapefruit juice.
Do you act like I'm not the mixologist?
Oh yeah, it's not good.
Tequila and grapefruit juice is a very good drink. It's called a Paloma.
That's tequila and grapefruit juice.
Then it's probably your juice. It's probably not real juice.
Did we check the expiration date on it?
Right.
I mean, grapefruit juice is nasty anyway, so.
Yeah.
Then why'd you drink it?
Because that's all we had.
Ghetto.
Who still has grapefruit juice at the crib?
Ghetto. Did you put ice in it?
Nope, just hot.
Nasty.
Is the air on?
It's on.
Okay. It's spicy up in here.
Checking.
It's spicy.
It's spicy in here.
But all good.
Show.
This is Gil's Arena on a Thursday. And nonetheless,
fucking up in the back.
we got the audio there. We got the audio cues. They are fucking up. The AC's hot. The security guard. I ain't gonna say nothing, but I see this man about 35 times now. And he always stare at me like, nigga, I don't know who you are. Like, I don't know what other good-looking black men you have coming through those gates. But we got a question for you off top.
Damn.
MostlyFans, we're trying to get people the bread.
Get it.
Even in the beginning of the show?
Yes.
Underdog username C55. He said, should the NBA replace the All-Star game with a one-on-one tournament like King of the Court style?
No.
You're not rolling with that?
Can't.
He said the All-Star game. I thought added to All-Star weekend.
He wants the whole All-Star weekend.
So instead of the game, it would just be one-on-one King of the Court style.
Nobody would do that.
No. Spencer Dinwiddie would.
It's in HD. Nobody want to get embarrassed like that. That's forever. That's forever.
Yeah, LeBron wouldn't show up.
Somebody will call you out on a fade. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And now they got tape. Embarrass you might touch earth, anything. It's.
How much money, like when you were playing Gil, if they say you got to go 1v1, how much money would they have to give you, like boxing style, to be able to do it? Like, what would it be worth?
For one-on-one, bracket style, probably $200,000 back then.
Just $200K for you to actually want to participate in it?
For All-Star weekend?
We got to go like Floyd Mayweather level purse, though. I need like a couple $100 million.
Damn.
For one-on-one instead of the All-Star game?
Boxing match. But
wait, boxing or one-on-one?
One-on-one basketball. I'm saying the long-term ramifications, if you get cooked, that's going to fuck up your brand, your shoe sales.
The problem with the one-on-one tournament is the guys that they think are stars, they're star players, but they're not one-on-one players.
Yeah, that's a different
So that game would look totally different.
Yeah.
And say do like 3 dribbles or something like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
But then you cutting out half your stars.
Yeah, so, I mean, We can get some Spencer Dinwiddie said nobody in the league could see him except for maybe KD. But I would pay to see like a Kuz versus Dinwiddie one-on-one.
Book, Jimmy Butler.
Or Book versus PG.
Like probably like somebody like Jimmy Butler would be favorite. He'd be one of the favorites in a game like that.
I wouldn't mind seeing Kyrie and Ja.
Ja, I mean, he has the explosion, but does he have moves besides that drop?
Shit, that would. Can we ask the chat who would win a one-on-one between Kyrie and Ja? You think?
Yeah, he's a one-on-one player.
7-game series, he's winning?
Yeah.
All right.
Just like Westbrook, right? They're open court players.
Is that a? Oh, never mind. That was a compliment?
No, I'm just saying that's that style, like the D-Rose, that style of play, just fast, quick, precise.
Okay. Well, we appreciate you. What is it, C?
I think it would be a tough defend for Kyrie a little bit. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Like, I don't know what's his first step like?
Kyrie?
No,
Oh,
I know
Ja?
Kyrie's
He's
like
straight to, just like Westbrook.
But see, that's
downhill, one speed.
Westbrook could be a bad one-on-one player, though.
Yeah.
Because if he can't get by you on that one dribble, what other counter moves he has?
The chat has spoken. Kyrie's trending about 93%, 94% right now. Damn, no Ja love?
Maybe that's a bad one.
No Ja love?
Said that one. That's a bad one then. I didn't
think it was going to be that.
I wouldn't mind seeing that, like.
All the young kids started school again, so all the young kids who would vote.
Cap. School don't start next week.
Hey, people went to school today.
Yeah, people started.
Thursday, I know.
Yes.
Not in LA.
People started Monday.
Private school?
No.
I think public.
Yeah.
We don't start till Monday. We saving that bread. We not, yeah.
Yeah, public starts.
Them kids too young for private school.
Facts.
Shit. You get that discount.
They'll hold your kid back in a minute in private school. just to get extra money. Like, hold on.
He not there yet. Pay this extra 30. He not there yet. And as always, you can't listen to the show live. Go ahead and listen to it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. We were trending top 5. I think that was like a week ago. Some of y'all got lazy. And you can watch the show on YouTube and download it. We're trying to knock PG out the #1 spot, all right?
He's #1?
Great show, but...
Hey, KD, you got to come on the show because, he disrespect Book.
Hey, we should get Booker on the show. If Book come on the show, push us to the top.
I might be able to do that.
Book and KD.
The Book plug? All right.
Yeah.
We got beef with Paul George now.
We do?
No, I'm just saying.
Let me shout out all the DMs I've been getting. Can I get a shout out? I'm going to shout out. I don't tell y'all I'm seeing all your DMs, but my DMs are incredible right now. I'm going to shout out all the Gills Arena fans that have been DMing me since I started the show. I just want to tell y'all I appreciate all y'all
I thought
love.
you was talking about celebrities. I thought you was about to get
No,
good stuff.
no, not. I don't.
They hollering? Are they hollering on the leg? What's going down?
I mean, they hollering, but that's not why I'm shouting them out. I'm shouting them out for giving me, telling me what they think of me being on the show. And,
sure.
These are people that can say whatever they want to say, you know what I mean? And they just let me know that I'm doing my job, I'm doing a great job, and to keep going. I appreciate y'all. Dead serious.
And I'll just on the opposite of that.
Since you're giving out, I want to give out shout out to the ladies that's going in the DM and y'all doing y'all thing up in there. Listen, this is MostlyFans. My DMs look like straight back
Nobody
page.
cares.
It'd be like lawyers. It'd be
Oh, people are like, contributing society.
yeah. I'm like, what is it? PhD. I'm like,
What they want, Gil? Did you tell them you don't want a woman?
No, they seen the clip.
Oh, okay. Are they wasting their time?
Now, you know how women are, right? They
What?
think they can change your mind, right? So they gonna come in and say, you won't take this serious?
Yeah.
Nah, but you can go ahead and shoot your shot,
God.
Like Magic said, you can just see that look sometimes. Give you that look. But y'all praising
I was
them.
gonna say something else.
I want to say fuck y'all to everybody because I don't get none of that love. Y'all niggas is mean in my DM. Like, damn, what'd I do? What'd I do to make y'all so mad? But let's get into it. So, Gil, we got to give you some love first. A TikToker by the name of Blake Style For Real show some love to Agent Zero by reminiscing on his childhood drip.
Oh, this was funny.
Not my fault your mom didn't put you in no fucking drip, kid. Gilbert Arenas jersey, jorts, Crocs. Was in my Lance Armstrong era in this one. Yes, I was on PED. Amari Stoudemire matching set Phoenix Suns jersey. Shalom Aleichem.
So, Gil, what was the first time you saw somebody wearing your jersey when you were in the league, and what was that feeling like for you?
Probably Christina Wong in.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
Dubs.
yeah.
Who?
Christina Wong, big Warriors fan, she's a big basketball. So she
Yeah.
was a Warriors fan, big time Warriors fan. Like she had traveled to go see games. But she was the first one to get my jersey.
She sent us that photo too when you talked about the Escalade. She was watching the show.
Yeah.
She was like, "I got the pic of Gil with the custom Escalade." Yeah, she was out at Summerly too. Every time I see her, where Gil at?
Yep.
Where Gil?
She has to get the annual picture for 20. She has
She-
20-something years worth of pictures.
She ain't slid in your DM?
No, she's married.
That matters?
Yeah, she's married.
But big time fan. But so want to ask y'all both, what was your favorite jersey as a kid? Like, what, if you remember rocking a jersey.
My favorite jersey was when I got my Penny Hardaway
Okay.
replica.
And was you on Penny from the jump, Memphis State days, or when you got to the league?
When he got to the league.
Did Blue Chips have anything to do with it?
Yep.
Good ass movie.
Yeah, blue chips, the shoes, the penny doll, and then I remember now I had all the shoes, and then when my sophomore year, I changed my number to 25 because of.
That's why you were at Grant?
Grant, mhm.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
I was 24 first, so I was 24 before Kobe.
Do you think Kobe saw you at Grant and was like, well, I'm gonna get that 24 someday?
No, that was Birmingham, so I'm sure he didn't
Okay,
see me.
definitely not. Definitely not.
Yeah, he
from
didn't.
Birmingham.
I'm sure he didn't.
You
See me.
said as a kid.
Yeah, like-
So how old were you when you were wearing Penny jersey? How old?
I was a teen.
So you on a teen?
Kid,
response?
teen, whatever you can
Well,
remember.
when I was a kid, Magic Johnson.
You had the Magic jersey?
I didn't have the Magic Johnson jersey. I could not afford a Magic Johnson jersey.
They were
but I
expensive.
got a T-shirt
Okay.
from my uncle. Stop laughing. I grew up poor,
They,
so
they threw it in the stands.
Was it
No.
those Magic tees?
I've
Those Magic
only-
graphic tees you had back in the day?
them old, with the beard and the hair. I had one of those. And then when obviously when I got to high school, Jordan, of course. Jordan, I was playing high school ball when Jordan was winning championships.
Now, I might be off, but I think that was the reason, those Magic tees, because he was making so much bread off those, and I think MJ found out about it, got salty. The other MJ, Michael Jordan, found out about it, got salty, and I think that's part of the reason why he wasn't on video games and shit. Like,
For real?
because Magic Johnson Enterprises was making all those
Yes.
swaggy ass Magic tees back in the day.
Yes.
And Magic was caking big bread off of it.
That was one of the greatest gifts I ever received, a T-shirt, yes.
But the AAU time, I don't know. But like when I first started, you remember AAU, like Park League, they used college teams.
Yeah.
It was college, so my first team was Rebels, running Rebels.
Okay, see, Running Rebel shit was killing.
They was booming then too.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, I remember
I played at the Inglewood while we were the Kentucky Wildcats,
Yeah.
and that didn't really mean shit to me back then. But
Why did Park League use only? They couldn't use NBA?
I thought maybe for like the lower
Oh, yeah,
level was
logos
college,
and stuff,
and then
yeah,
like
it's illegal.
for every division.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know what the young kids
Because
were.
my dad's team was the Dream Team Bulls.
Yeah.
Like he just mixed the two. Like, all right.
That was the one you didn't get to play on, or that was the one?
No, I never made that team.
How your dad had a team and he didn't?
Because I was young.
Whatever.
And I was coming from football, so I wasn't really a basketball player.
Okay.
Like I just played with my friends, and we'd go play against the Hispanics, like, you know what I mean? We just beat
They bear down.
because they play all day. They play all day, so you get to play like 1-on-1, 2-on-2, 5-on-5. So I actually started getting good. So by the time I got to go against my dad's team, I was all right.
Okay.
But I wasn't good enough to play against his. I wasn't good enough to play on his team.
So you played against your dad's team. Was he hating?
No. They was up like.
They wasn't double teaming you?
No. Because his team was like 15, 16, so I
Okay.
was like 11.
Okay.
So I wasn't good enough to.
Even scratched the surface.
Yeah. My first NBA experience was a team called, it was an adult league called Crush Groove.
Wow.
Yeah. You heard of that?
No, the movie was lit.
Oh.
You ever seen the movie?
No. It's a movie.
You are how are you like this? Crush Groove is a classic.
What? Breakdancing? Maybe that's what.
It's about hip hop. It's about the introduction of hip hop in New York and how breakdancing started from hip hop and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, please watch
Yeah,
that
there
movie.
was a team called Crush Groove. There was Orange and Black.
Ooh.
All gangbangers. I'm sorry. They look like gang. It was all like they was most of them should have been in prison. They was all, like, the whole team was buff. It was like Rambo 3000, all like, they did like thousands of push-ups and sit-ups before every match.
Oh my
Like, so they
God.
were just bullying everybody. And when I was, I think it was like my junior year and they gave me that jersey, boy, you couldn't tell me shit. Like, I was wearing that motherfucking school, like, yeah, I made it.
I'm in here.
They was the most feared adult team.
For sure. And Mika, you said you couldn't afford jerseys back in the day, and that's understandable. Even the champion had the good ones.
Yeah, no,
like
I couldn't afford. I only got one pair of shoes a year, and I played 4 sports.
Okay.
And they had holes, they had everything, but I played 4 sports in them shits and gave everybody buckets and everything. Shut up, Gil.
No, I've heard people being that poor, but I'd never like talked to somebody up close.
Yes.
What
One
jersey?
shoe a year? What is your foot
My mom
glue?
had 5 kids.
Oh.
She's a single mom.
That makes
Yeah,
sense.
damn.
So
Yeah.
just pass me down.
And I'm the only athlete, so she used to be like, the whole, I remember my uncle came to my game one day, and I had a hole right here, my sock used to hang out, and I'm out here mixing people, but tripping because my sock is hanging out, and he was like, why your mom didn't buy you no more shoes? My mom said, I buy them all shoes at the same time. It's her fault that she's out here running around, destroying them playing sports. I'm like, Mom, I'm an athlete. Like, you have an athletic job, but my mom don't play sports. She don't know, she don't care. She just knew she was on a budget, and I was trying to ruin the budget.
What the fuck was going on with shoes back? I just thought about that.
Your shoe did that?
Everybody's shoes had the little hole right here or the hole in the front. They don't do that no more.
No, they don't.
That don't happen no more.
Yeah.
The janky knockoff. Like, my dad played in the league, but he was cheap, and he had a bunch of kids too all over. So I was just getting my older brother shit. They'd be 2 sizes too big, but
Yeah.
people think the NBA life is sweet. It was a different time back then.
It was a different time back then.
He was not strapping up. But so you couldn't get a jersey.
Shit ain't changed.
Yeah. But he was like that Sean Kemp, Larry Bird, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, 17 baby mamas, 20 kids. Yeah.
God.
They was having fun.
Like, I'm your brother. Like, oh, okay. No, I'm just fucking. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my God.
I'm just kidding. I hope you're not watching the show. But if you couldn't, if you could have bought jerseys, you said Magic, what other jerseys would you buy back? And like, what was that coveted jersey that you saw somebody
I mean, I'm from LA. There was no jersey bigger than Magic in the 80s.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There was no one. I mean, you could say Kareem, but not really. Like,
Yeah, they
this
weren't
city,
really.
Magic owned this city. When he came here, like, that was it. Like, Magic coming here changed. I was a soccer player until Magic came to
Okay.
LA. And I was like, oh, I'm about to hoop. Like, he just changed my whole life, I feel like. And my uncle, of course, is a big Magic fan, so he's the one that kept, like, pressing me about, you could really do this sport, I was getting kicked out of all the soccer leagues for fighting and everything. And so I just, I didn't know how to handle my anger at that time as a child. Probably still don't a little bit now, but I'm working on it.
It's passionate.
I'm passionate. I'm working on I'm much better now that I'm a wealthy woman. I don't do things that will harm my bag anymore. So I'm smart. But yeah, it was just a Magic jersey, man. He was everything to me growing up.
And Gil Penny, who else? I mean, I'm probably.
Phoenix Suns.
Ooh, okay.
Who? What player?
It was Barkley.
Oh, okay.
We're the
that's
Barkleys.
the,
But back then, that's when we used to carve shit in our head. We used to carve So I always used to wear the Suns, because no matter how you did it, it was Suns.
Oh my God.
Right? So that was, come on.
thought-
I wasn't good with the flicking the eye shit. I'm pretty sure all those people who can do that, the flipping eyelids, I'm pretty sure they're in jail.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah,
That's
yeah,
some
yeah.
psychopath type stuff.
I was never doing
So
that.
the Suns, and then you can be like, yeah, you see it like that? And then you flip it like, how about this? Yeah. Thought that was the coolest cornball and
I gave myself the Marbury part one time as like a 9th grader, but I didn't get the shit right. And it kept extending out. And it looked like the old FIBA, like trapezoid free throw. it was a tough time. I tried.
So was
though.
the Anthony Mason one who started that in the NBA?
He used to come with the elaborate shit.
I don't know if he started. Did he start?
I don't know, that shit was cool though.
Shit.
That shit was cool. That was thing having like shit back there, that shit was cool. Unless you had a
my
fucked up
God.
artist.
So this is what we call a segue, ladies and gentlemen. Gil, you mentioned the Suns, Barkley in that Suns jersey. Let's talk about 2 more recent Suns. So the Suns announced they'll be retiring both Sean Marion and Amari Stoudemire's jerseys next season. So both the Matrix and Stat were integral parts of those Suns offensive juggernaut squads in the mid-2000s. As you know, I believe you gave at least one of those teams that 50 piece.
54.
54.
37.
They averaged 58 wins from 2004 to 08. finished first or second in offensive rating each of those seasons, and went to the Western Conference Finals twice. So again, when you look back, and obviously D'Antoni revolutionized with that 7 seconds or less offense, trying to get buckets up. But really, the Lakers were doing that back in the day, if we're keeping it a stack. Anybody who's watching Winning Time Season 2.
Like, what's so funny is if you look at, like, there were teams back in, like, I don't know if it was the 80s or the 70s. They were averaging 117, 119 points a game. There was teams that was moving way faster than today's game.
Yeah, for sure.
Like,
even back like Elgin Baylor Day, I feel like there were some of those. That's why he was putting up like 38 and 22 a game. They was going and cooking, not worrying about no shot clock. But when you look at those Suns, how good were those Suns teams with Sean Marion and Amari Stoudemire?
No, they were a really tough team to guard. I mean, you know, when you did the pick, you had 4 out, right? And then when Amari, you know, set the screen, and when he was rolling to dunk as soon as he touched the ball. So you couldn't hard show, you couldn't go under. It was like one of those things where, you know, if you tried to help from the corner, traditional defense, they got shooters sitting around. So it made the team very complicated to guard. And then I remember when they brought in Grant Hill and they added a wrinkle to it where when they do the pick and roll, Grant Hill flashes from the other box in, so you can pass it to him, and then he hits Amari. I mean, they had a very hard scheme to really just study on. So I do give D'Antoni credit for that offensive them plays he had. It was nice.
For sure. Great on offense. Defense was solid too, but they get over that.
Never played any defense ever, but I mean, D'Antoni had a skill, you know what I'm saying? And it worked. He did everything. I think the front office giving him the players that he needed to fulfill that, that's a lost art sometimes these days to me. Everybody's kind of going to get players that are just big names or they think can get them points and all this stuff, but not thinking about the scheme of the coach. And that's kind of how everything gets a little fucked up. So props to them for, you know, supporting him and getting him the players they had. It was fun to watch. It was a different kind of basketball. Like, I don't remember the Baylor, all that shit when you was talking about, but that was my first time seeing people get up and down the court like that. It was kind of crazy. But then the reason that they really weren't successful was because they didn't play defense. You know, so they were.
You get to the playoffs, it's a little different.
Yes.
But it seems now the league has kind of shifted to more of an offensive-minded league. So how good would those Suns be in today's version?
Today's version? I mean,
still good.
This is their game.
Yeah.
Like you shit. You go double overtime with a team like them, they fuck around and hit 200. Like, because they shot the ball so fast. So if you had a game between them and the Suns, you will fuck around and have record-breaking numbers if everyone's on fire.
No.
Because, you know, Suns, people don't realize that, you know, even when Joe Johnson was there, they were nice. And Joe Johnson was like coming off the bench. He wasn't really the Joe Johnson that we got to know. But when you're talking about the Barbosa and all them, you had like top-tier shooters, Jason Richardson, Quinn Richardson, like they had shooters.
Yes.
So, you know, like Rajah Bell, you had, you know, you had what, 3-4 players on that team in the top 10 in three-point percentage. So you couldn't really do nothing. They were shooting every 7 seconds, so.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun.
It was fun to watch.
Yeah.
They'll run the table. I mean.
They would compete if nothing else.
Yeah, for sure.
They would definitely compete.
It'll be exciting action. So recently, Sean Marion said he's a huge part of small ball and the small ball revolution, and also that he helped change the game. I'll read the quote from the Las Vegas Review-Journal. I can honestly say I changed the game. I was a big part of changing the game. What we're watching right now, small ball, positionless basketball, was challenging, of course. I wasn't on board with it at first. I'm 6'7", 230. You got me guarding 7-footers. That wasn't an easy adjustment, but I did it. We did it. It is what it is now. It's what everybody's doing now. So he took a little bit of heat when he first said this, but how instrumental was, when you go back and look at his numbers, double-doubles, like he was doing his thing.
No, I mean, you know, at the 4-3 position, I mean, yeah, he was exciting. You know, it probably hurt him on defense, but you know, he had the advantage on offense because, you know, you have slower guys guarding you. And, you know, what Sean Marion was great at is his second jump was phenomenal, right? You know, he can get off the floor, bounce, and get back up. So he was beating people to that second rebound. But small ball started with Chicago Bulls. People don't realize that. Like, your point guard, 6'4", 6'5", right? Jordan, 6'6". Scottie Pippen, 6'7". Dennis Rodman, 6'8". Then you had Luke Longley. When he came out, you had Tony Kukoc. So you had a small ball. Unfortunately, they were just big small ball.
Yeah, for sure.
They were the biggest small ball team because their point guard was at 6'4".
And Rodman would run some of that 4 or 5 late in the game too. Like they wouldn't, Luke Longley and those dudes were just in there obviously.
Yeah, at the beginning of the game, then they sub him out, put Tony Kukoc in, then Dennis Rodman's the 5 at 6'8". So they
diversity hires, as we say, for the league.
Let me say this. So when you, and this is not a dig at him, Marion, but a lot of players come out and say things like, I did this. You didn't do this. The coaching scheme did this. A lot of these guys don't even like it. Like, imagine if Jordan came out and said, I'm the reason the triangle. Like, no, you wasn't. That was somebody else's idea. You were a player. Most of them didn't, like he said, he didn't even want to do it. So how are you saying it was you? Nah, you just did your job. Give that credit to the coach.
But he, at least embraced it and didn't suck at it.
Yeah.
So that,
I didn't suck at it. Yeah, I was one of the people that they experimented on first, but it's not your thing. You know what I mean?
The credit comes the credit comes with the player is the willingness to adapt quick enough.
Yeah.
When I got put into Princeton, right? I bucked. Like, the fuck is this? Everybody touch the ball, this and this. You give me the playbook, and then I get to go through it and try to visualize what I'm doing here. Watching Jason Kidd, trying to figure out how he manipulates it and do all that. Then I found my style inside that. But there's guys, you put them in, situations, they don't know how to change their game, which means they don't have a complete basketball, a balance of scoring. Right,
they can't do everything.
Yeah, they can't do everything. They're good at this, but they're not good at overall. So if someone comes on a team, like if you're a guy that handles the ball, and I say, well, shit, I got a better ball handler or someone who fits everybody else, I need you to do something else, and you don't know how, that becomes, you can't consider yourself a great basketball player.
Yeah.
You have to be able to adapt to every different type of person.
And what player in today's game would you compare to Sean Marion if you had to look around?
Ooh.
Sean Marion. Today?
Yes. Chad, you could chime in too. I know y'all watching.
Damn, man.
I'm trying to think.
Even somebody like Iguodala, right? But Sean was still faster off the jump. It's just different. It's hard. It's hard to mimic players like that.
Yeah. He was like a little spider monkey. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just never get him to stay on the ground. Like, he was just always bouncing in the way, getting these rebounds, like just harassing the boards.
Yeah.
Creating
People saying PJ Tucker, I feel like that.
No.
That's what I'm
Don't do that.
I'm just
Don't
telling
do
you
that.
what the chat is saying, Gil.
Don't do that.
Well,
PJ Tucker. PJ Tucker can't touch the backboard.
I don't remember if he was ever able to jump. Was he ever able to?
I've never seen
PJ Tucker?
PJ.
I don't think he has a career. Does he have a career dunk?
Jump to the shoe.
Like, I might have to put some money. I'll put a whole 50 on it.
Yeah, I don't remember him being able to
Somebody saying
jump.
Aaron Gordon.
No, that does fit a little bit. It's shorter, but that does fit a little bit more.
Fast, a quick. Aaron Gordon,
He just doesn't match all the way. But I can see that way more than PJ.
I mean, you're talking about a guy who's like up and down fast. I mean, besides this freaky shot, but you're talking about somebody he's going to backdoor you. He's going to defend. He was guarding me when I got on fire. He's a 4'5", 3 guarding me. So he'll go from me to Antoine Jameson. If you know what I mean. So he was one of those guys that played. Like, his best talent was he was adaptable. That was his skill. His skill was a chameleon. You can put him on the floor with anybody and he will adapt. If you said, I need you to play the point guard for 5 minutes, he'll do a good job at it.
Yeah, that's hard to find something.
Yeah, that's a hard.
Right off, I would have had to do some research and really think about it.
Chad coming hard with the Jeremy Grants and the Bruce Browns.
I can see the Bruce Brown because of the energy level.
Though?
He has the Bruce Brown energy.
Yeah, for sure.
But when you're talking
there's so many different pieces that have to combine into one player. So you see one little thing from each one of them. Put all them together. We just said, and then that's him.
We might need to trade the chat.
No,
we good. Chad, y'all can stay. But we are making some phone calls, just so you know. And when you talk about crazy dunks in the league, I mean, just freaky athleticism. What was the craziest dunk or thing that you saw Amari do in the game?
Probably Jordan camp.
Ah, okay.
Damn.
Yeah. I remember when I first seen him, they dropped it, boom, and he just grabbed it. Like, he didn't even look at the rim. He just jumped, right, and tried to dunk on, like, the offense and the defense, right? It was all of us was down there, and he just tried to jump on everybody. And I was like, yo, what's going on? He was like, yeah, I'm just told anytime I get close to the rim, just try to dunk it. And I remember we was at Golden State, and I was like, yo, the Stoudemire kid is nice, right? We had the 3rd pick. And it was like, oh, I don't know, we never seen him, and they picked Dunleavy. Which is, you know, my teammate. No, that's my AAU teammate. But I seen it because I seen it at Jordan camp. So I seen how he was playing, and I was like, yo, this dude's gonna be nice.
Yeah.
So but that was my best when he tried to when he was dunking on everybody at the Jordan camp.
Okay.
Yeah,
for sure.
I just used to watch him, and you could tell that was his energy. Like that was every game. That was his goal, to catch somebody, and that's fun to me.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
One of the first dudes get microfracture too, if I'm not mistaken.
Nah.
Like,
Oh, that was so awful that he had
back
to
in
go
those
through that.
days.
I wish. See, this is when you wish players like they were in the same era, like him and Blake Griffin. Ooh, I would have loved to see the Clippers, that Clipper team versus
them checking
them.
each other, seeing,
That was the only time I ever went to a Clipper game.
It would have unified the black community. So let's keep this thing moving. We got to talk a little bit about your Adidas brethren, Anthony Edwards. So last week we had Trey. We talked about the fact that there was a very limited representation of Adidas guys on the team. He is one of those guys. He's been excelling. But apparently the NBA must have watched that Riverfront brawl. He got reminded about that chair incident because this week the NBA announced they're fining Anthony Edwards $50,000 for that incident that happened back in the playoff series against the Nuggets. Where I don't even know. We got the video, so let's watch it. I mean, I remember when it happened, I'm just like, he just moved the chair out the way. Yeah, he picked it up. Okay, he did pick it up and give it a little relocation. He was just gentrifying the chair, moving it to a new neighborhood.
Who got hit?
Nobody, and somebody act like they died.
Wait,
A woman, wasn't it a woman that acted
no,
like?
that one right there, the one in the blue. No, rewind that again.
Let's
Can
show
y'all
it
slow
again.
it down?
Back it to the left.
Look at it. He picks it up, and then so no one got hit.
No, yeah, some woman sued him, said she got hurt, she went to the hospital.
But that's what I'm saying. It'd be the woman in the blue, but you can see he just put it down.
But I can't tell. You see that other one? You see how her back is turned? You see that? Blonde on the right side, right there.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that one. Yeah, so it's the one up,
The
one
back of the
facing.
chair looked like it clipped her.
Yeah.
The
It
leg,
kinda
the leg of the chair like clipped her, but it wasn't that deep.
It wasn't a big deal.
Yeah.
Obviously, Edwards was frustrated after the loss, lightly touched it, but there was a criminal investigation that was dropped. Charges were dismissed, but the league stepped in and set $50,000. I see your face. I gotta ask, do you think he deserved a $50,000 fine?
From what I'm seeing, like he held his restraint. Like he got mad and then put it down. Like it's not like he threw it.
Yeah.
He picked it up, threw it down. I mean, put it down.
It was probably in the walking area anyway, so he probably literally was just, you know how if it's just sticking out a little bit and you already hostile, you skipping through and you see it, you just move it. Like, I'm not even saying that he even was mad about the chair. You know what I mean? Like he was gonna do something with it. He could have just simply been moving it because he's mad and he's just walking through.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I think that they're just reaching right now. Like, it's stupid.
50. Well, to be honest, let's just be honest, right? It's $5,000 today. For them, that's $5,000. That's $5,000.
That's $5,000.
That's $5,000.
50 will always be 50. though.
Yeah, it is. But remember, he just signed with 260.
Yeah, that man, it's money.
I've been like,
Yeah.
you say what? Yeah, it's a little cheap these days. This cereal box money.
I'm not sure. I think the NBA was waiting for the investigation to happen, but it's like that shit happened. We forgot. Like
Yeah,
we've already
that's
moved
why
on.
it seemed like they're reaching because nobody even remembered this. Just let it go. I'm pretty sure he probably had to pay her something undisclosed, maybe
Give her
just to
about
let it go.
$200.
I probably, but I mean, you're looking at it's like he got mad and just put it down and kept it moving. Like what's the difference? I mean, we've seen worse ones when the dude punched through a glass, he's kicking something. Like those are the ones you really set an example with. You know, $50,000. I think that's just bare minimum now. I think the 50
If you
grand
do
is just like
anything that they just are bothered
shorts
by.
too long, 50. I remember they used to do that to us.
Yeah.
Shorts too long, 10 grand.
Shorts too long.
Shorts too long, 10 grand.
Would they like bringing the ruler out to measure it?
No. They're just eyeballs. So if it was below your kneecap,
What if you were sagging? Or if you were sagging, that counted?
of course.
That was our generation, Gil.
I know we couldn't go through the legs. We was the only generation that couldn't go through the legs.
Yeah, roll your
All crossover behind the backs. Bunch of in and outs.
Sometimes you gotta sacrifice. It's crazy to see like 70s, 80s. Like my pops got the old jerseys. I remember being like 9 years old and that shit was snug on me even then. Versus like, 90s with the whole Fab Five, everybody went super baggy. Now these kids are going back to
The tight fitted.
The Daisy
the
Duke.
mediums. Oh wait, so research. So speaking of doing stuff after a loss, Amari punched the fire extinguisher. So what's the maddest you've been after a game in a raid?
Wait, he punched a what?
I think he punched a fire
Piece
extinguisher.
of metal.
Fire extinguisher.
Because he was so angry.
Trip. Tripping.
Yeah, see, yeah.
Have you ever done anything in anger like that?
Punch something?
Yeah.
That was stupid. Whatever I'm gonna punch, ain't gonna. You can't beat that wall.
punch back.
You can't beat that wall.
Not see.
Look, it's coming back.
Probably like a chair,
Okay.
kick the top of the chair because I know it's gonna fall over, and then it hit the back of my hamstring and calf, kind of hurt me. Cause you know how you like step over and you push it and then it like clips back. Learn my lesson.
Don't break your own shit.
Oh my God. The
Learn that.
worst thing I ever did was like the soccer goal, the net behind the goal. I remember like shredding that shit in a game, like that I got kicked out of, like so they can't finish the game
With what?
with a knife.
You had a knife on you?
Where'd you get a knife from?
Like a little pocket one?
I used to get chased home from school.
But
I had
the thick blade would kind of.
I had the one where you hit the button and it pop out. Like that.
shit.
Oh yeah,
One of those. I don't know what it's called. They got
it was called a knife.
Yeah, like a switchblade. Like you. Yeah, I have remember. I was upset. I was a childish little
Well, hey,
girl.
whatever.
But I remember just going over to the net and just going shh, like cutting it so they couldn't finish the game because I got kicked out the soccer game for fighting.
Fighting the net.
Fighting a girl.
So you fought the girl, got kicked out, and then slashed it.
Yeah,
They
game over.
said Machete Miko.
Game over.
Machete Miko.
That's what you. Hey, somebody pull a knife for you, they mean business.
You got chased home from school.
Growing up, yeah, I lived in the gang neighborhood.
Did you have the Jordans on?
I couldn't
'Cause,
afford
I mean,
no.
we heard what kind of shoes you had earlier. I don't think nobody gonna.
Jordan wasn't in the league. He wasn't a player when I'm old, Gil. When I was born in
Season.
1975. There was no Jordans when I was a kid. He came into the league when I was in high school. Yes.
So they was still in the old. What shoes was back then?
Shit.
I just had regular.
Converse
Yeah.
is-
The old
Like that.
ABA.
There was a lot of
Chuck Taylors.
LA gear. I used to wear those.
Hey, LA Gear was the shit.
Yeah.
Shit for a little bit.
They had British Knights. I used to wear
BK.
those.
Oh,
But you couldn't wear those in certain communities.
Exactly.
BK, CK. I remember all that shit.
Yeah, I used
The
to
LA,
wear those.
and there's been videos on this shit, but the LA culture, you couldn't wear so much shit back in the day.
Yeah. Back
Oh, this
when it
mean
was
that. This don't
really
mean-
serious.
Facts, right?
Yeah,
It's
even
like, damn,
even
bro.
women, even girls, like it was just hostile. It was crazy, but that's where I grew up, and after a while, people kind of realized who you were. Oh, that's the girl that be playing. I was always at Rogers Park
Yeah.
playing. It was like
Rogers
leave
Park.
her alone. She's just a little hooper. You know
You
what I
couldn't
mean?
be a fan of sports teams. Astros hats, you're getting pressed. Padres hat, anything you wore.
Only thing was cool was Raiders because you was like
Yeah.
in the middle. Like they didn't
Yeah.
know what you
No,
was
yeah.
in the middle.
Nobody fucked with the Raiders on. It was neutral.
Yeah, you was Hispanic.
Wait, hold on. What is it? Well-groomed index finger? Okay, I've upgraded. So I've upgraded from thumb face to somebody in the chat said I look like a well-groomed index finger. How do you groom an index finger?
Right. This is rude that you even reading it. Like,
Jack, don't
Everybody
that
sitting there
shit.
looking like,
huh? That's so
That's
disrespectful.
why I say y'all get good DMs. I'm not gonna show y'all my shit. It's none of that. Nigga, you
I mean, I get a couple people talking shit, telling niggas are weird calling me ugly. If you call me ugly, you weird.
if you call somebody ugly, you better be good looking.
Yeah, I don't even.
of course, they don't be having a profile.
Like,
Yeah,
you're projecting at that
Niggas
point.
are just mad. I
They got
think.
no
If
profile.
I-
You better be a model if you saying that. But so what's the dumbest thing you got fined for during the game, Gil? We know about some other situations, but game related.
I used to get fined for like having the long shorts.
Yeah.
Multiple times? You didn't learn your lesson, or you just said, fuck it?
No, because back then, like having the big shorts like means
cool.
you was the big guy. So I used to take the center shorts. Give me the 50, give me the 55, give me the 54s, right? And then shoe coloring. Which all NBA players, y'all should thank me. Seriously. Because back then it was black and white. And our jerseys was like that blue. And then when the throwback started coming, we had the orange, and I will wear orange shoes. And then the NBA writing that says you can't wear colored shoes for a game. So I got smart. It says game. So okay, I'll wear it for half. So I'll wear. So you'll see pictures with me wearing all orange shoes,
And then,
all blue shoes, and that wasn't part of NBA color coordinate. So they couldn't find me because I only wore it for like halves.
So it had to be a full game?
Full game. So full game. So the first time, full game warning, and then if you wear it for a game, then it's a fine. So I just wear it halves, and then they were trying to figure out how to do it. Then that's when T-Mac came out with the red and the blue.
Yeah.
Like, so Adidas was like, yo, just keep pushing it. So like me, T-Mac was just sitting there. That's why you see, if you see back, we're the only ones with colored shoes.
They paying those fines? for
Even
you?
the All-Star game, this one, when I had the like the white, yellow, and green for the All-Star game, even though the All-Star was white, red, and blue, and I got all these different colors that resemble gambling, right? I just changed, just did anything with the colors.
So I'm reading a little bit on this. So David Stern was dishing out 10K fines and 50K fines for teams for the shorts issue. Shorts cannot extend below 0.1 inch above the knee. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you got yourself, AI. Damn, Kyle Korver was getting in it.
Uh-huh. John Salmons, right? That's a bunch of...
Yeah, the Sixers got fined like 200K.
The Sixers?
Because 4 of those guys did it. Damn, y'all were some wild boys back then.
Wild Boy with shorts.
There was a different time though. 5X white tees, the oversized. We all rocked the oversized shit. Like some dudes had 7X. You could tell how gangster you were by how the size of your white tee that you're wearing.
7X.
They had the 7X.
Crazy.
Like Atlanta, them dudes, they would be, they had they looked like skirts, but that was the game. All right, so let's talk a little bit about
7X.
Incoming rookie Victor Wembanyama. NBA 2K ratings were released this week. Spurs #1 pick Victor Wembanyama made some history. Now this is according to NBA 2K. Wemby's 84 overall rating before playing in an actual NBA game is the highest for a rookie in the history of the game. As you know, we don't care about what 2K says. We got our own research team. They go above and beyond. So according to our research team, the previous high for a rookie belonged to our very own Kenyon Martin, who was an 86 in 2K1.
But
that was the highest rookie before?
Allegedly, according to our research.
When did the game come out?
Like 99, I believe.
Ronnie 2K probably wouldn't know that because Ronnie 2K came after. I think Ronnie came in around 08.
Yeah. So
So
they rewriting
86
history.
is that good?
That's for
as
a rookie?
Yeah.
Yeah. My son, I helped him create his player, and he was trying to. He didn't really didn't know like what makes a good basketball player. He didn't play. He was more of a soccer, tennis kid. And as I was helping him create his players, when I realized like, oh, your arm length, like your height, your speed, like they calculate all that for your rating. So 86 is good
86
for a rookie.
Yeah.
Very good. So
Okay.
for the sake of comparison, Zion Williamson was an 81 overall rating. Don't look, Gil. LeBron James was a 78 in his rookie season.
Ooh.
Then he jumped to 88 in his second year. Gil, do you remember your first NBA 2K rookie rating?
I was the second rounder, so maybe. What's the lowest?
50.
50 is the lowest?
thought it was
No,
zero.
just
Shit, I don't-
guess.
No, there's
I
always a
say
baseline.
you was a 50 probably.
Let's just say 50 because they don't want to be mean.
Okay, so 55?
No, you were at 66 rookie year, 76 your second year, 82 your third year, 84 your fourth year, 90 your fifth year, 93 your sixth year. There's only 9 players ahead of them. 07, 08, you were a 96. The only ones above you that year were Kobe, Duncan, LeBron, Wade, and KG.
Look at him. I don't even know.
moving up
I
every
don't
year.
even know why we even told him.
Moving up every year. Let's say that again. Where'd I start off at?
66.
66. Then keep going.
76. 82. 84. 90. 93. 96.
Ooh, it's a-
45, 47.
Ooh, I went to the skybox. I didn't even play 07, 08.
Don't matter.
Wow.
And the funny part is, I never played with myself. I was trying to win.
Hey, yo!
I was trying to win.
Pause.
You never played with yourself, Gil?
You got me.
Clip it. We got to clip it and run it.
I be forgetting.
TMZ.
Yeah, I use the Cavs.
Okay. With LeBron and
At the 1.
You
Leo
put
was
LeBron.
at the 2.
Okay.
Darnell Marshall. Yeah, on my team, Gauskas, and my team was tall.
Would you take it lightly on yourself when you played against yourself in the game?
I'm trying to win.
So you cooking your...
I know going out there trying to score 76 with yourself is cool, but not online. Online, you're trying to win. So I just had the tallest lineup and set in the zone.
Yeah. I
Do
mean,
it.
as you know, like Rashad always says, I didn't play in the NBA, so I didn't have a ranking. But I will say, my son didn't know who he was until 2K.
Oh, serious?
Yeah, he never. I mean, a lot of kids probably don't. You know what I mean? But that game, it actually helps. Like as problematic as it probably is for certain things that, but like the game actually teaches the kids about people that are great, because he's never gonna go on YouTube and watch your clips and shit, but he see your rating when you play. Like I just found out you can go to different years.
Yep.
Like I'm learning all this stuff. You can go to the year you was lit and play as you.
And then because when they need 3-point shooters, they go and look. That's how they
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that's
At
pretty
least
cool.
they learn. And we can't confirm this is the lowest, but the Red Mamba, Brian Scalabrine, boasted a rating of 40 overall in NBA 2K12. That's just...
Wow.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that seems valid.
I mean,
Now that I'm looking at the career.
No old Pac-10 beef.
No, what I'm saying is that makes sense. Like,
Yeah.
why would he be above that?
Yeah,
He's the Red Mamba. The
Yeah.
White Mamba, which...
that's pretty disrespectful.
You're below 40. You should be the Red Mamba.
You should be the
They say we need to start a beef with Scalabrine. It'll help our profile as a show. They just attack.
You got a whole, 62 fans? We good. I love Scally. He gave us buckets in college. Every year.
Him, Jeff Trepanier, that Brandon
Sam
Granville.
Clancy?
Yeah, Clancy.
Yeah, I remember that.
Luthenthal. They had a...
Dog.
Jeff Trepanier probably the highest jump, like...
What was they had the wild one. It was my sophomore year.
Was it Desmond Farmer?
Fucking
Yeah.
Desmond Farmer. Oh my God.
Oh,
Flint, Michigan?
Farmer.
Not Jordan Farmer.
Desmond Farmer.
He was like lefty, yeah. He was geeky.
He was just out there the whole time.
Like he was
like
on 27 Red Bulls.
just going, talking crazy. Like, he could hoop, though. Shout out Desmond Farmer, wherever you at. Huh? Oh, he's back up there? See, y'all take care of y'all crew. Y'all can get, now we're all going to the Big Ten. Yeah, I'm going to miss y'all good. We don't go be
So
the Big
84 is kind of high for someone who hasn't played in the NBA.
So that's what I was going to ask you. Back to Wemby, 84 rating. Does Wemby deserve the highest rating for a rookie in 2K history?
Well, I mean, if you go off of what she was saying, where limbs, height,
All those
that's what
things are
gives you a
little
rating.
factors.
Yeah.
I mean,
But you
it
putting
makes
him higher than Zion?
sense. Well, Zion 6'7" at the time.
But
You guys
I'm just
said
saying, Zion coming into the league, did he feel more league ready than Wemby is right now, based on what we've seen in Summer League?
I don't know, because we didn't really see much of Zion in Summer League either. But I mean, that's what I'm saying. I don't think it has to do with just the matrix of his body size.
And what they anticipate how that will impact the game,
So it brings me to my next question. Everyone putting too much pressure and unrealistic expectations on Wemby to be a star immediately. Obviously, this 2K is just kind of a sample reference, but he feels like he has the most hype. We've talked about this before. Most hype coming in of any player that we've seen. Did his thing in Summer League. He cooked, but he also, didn't cook at points too. So it was...
I mean, he played 2 games, right?
First game was kind of second game.
All we can do is just wait and see. I mean,
yeah. I just want to see, like he just seems like the first game is the one that it was a little tricky, and that's the game where he didn't look like he had his sea legs yet. Like, do you know what I mean? Like he really like a deer that just came out the vagina and walking around like trying to
Bambi
figure,
leg, got them Bambi
yeah, he
legs.
just was trying to figure out life and where he was. It was very weird.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So and then the second game he looked a little more normal, but that's why I'm like I haven't seen anything yet that's like 84.
Yeah.
Like,
He had to run in with Britney Spears too. Unfortunate security team.
oh, that was valid.
He should.
That was
I mean, to
valid.
be honest, he should. Just from the glimpses of what we've seen, right? 18 and 9 and 10, like 18 and 10, 19. That's gonna be easy for him.
For Wemby, this first year,
He can dunk without jumping.
That's crazy.
So most tip dunk, he's gonna be shooting shit and tipping it back. He's gonna be fucking people up because the height difference.
Yeah.
But think
Right?
about Bol too. We don't see, like, it really depends on if you get the opportunity, if it's, you know.
Bol is more of an outside guy. Wemby plays outside, but you see he'll shoot a three and run in and go try to dunk it back too. So he does a lot of
But
trying
now-
to get his own tip dunks and so there's gonna be a lot of rebound putting back. So he's gonna get at least 8 to 10 points just on that alone.
it doesn't seem like on the defensive side, just even watching the summer league, he was beating a lot of shit and getting to the ball. It seemed like defense he'll be fine. But from the offensive side, now having to go bang with some of these bigger dudes in the league, you don't think that's going to be an issue at all for him?
Offensively,
Yeah.
because he's too skilled. Like what are like Lopez? He's gonna Lopez. Well, all right, bring you out here. What are you gonna do? Go around you like guard. I mean, his problem's gonna be when you put like those tweening guys on him.
Yeah.
Like the Jason Tatum types. He's gonna still try to do all these moves on him and try to shoot over top of him versus just grabbing the ball. All right, I'm just gonna, So once he realizes to make the game easier for himself, you get a big, take him off the dribble. You get a small, shoot right over him.
He's in the right hands. I mean, he's with one of the greatest coaches ever. Like, if he don't learn nothing there, he ain't gonna learn it nowhere else.
Facts.
So, Gil, if you had the opportunity to work with Wemby on the offensive side, what kind of stuff would you be working with him on just to help him get ready for his first season in the league?
Just simplifying it, right? Especially for your first year, just try to make it as simple as possible, right? It's just, if you have a big, right? Try to create space. Use your ball handling against bigs who can't move their themselves side to side. Try to take them off the dribble. We get anybody, 6'9" and below, right? Turn and shoot, right? Tim Duncan style, just pump fake, hands down, jump and shoot. It's just one of those. Just with him, just keep it simple until you get your rhythm. Until you really and grasp the understanding of the game versus, get the ball and we're going to sit here and do all the moves that we've been doing in, Euro, the one-legged threes. Like, nah, we're going to cut that out right now until you get your shit together.
For me, it would be strength training, obviously. He's a toothpick, and it's fine. But like you said, when the playoffs happen, it's a more aggressive game. It's a different kind of game. And what you don't want is people just being able to push him out of the way. You want to give him some type of, some strength, to
sure.
be able to handle all the bumping that he's going to get. Because everybody's going to want to see if he's a paper mache kind of guy, So I would be really focusing on strength training, not making him gain weight like that. You're going to gain a little weight, putting on muscle and building strength, but just making sure that he's strong enough to handle 82 games and the playoffs.
So let's just say hypothetically you're Wemby. Is there a guy that you would be watching to kind of pattern your game after, or is he just an anomaly? Hey, if he can fucking get big like Giannis, because Giannis I'm just saying, but Giannis with a toothpick coming in, even if he can get a little bit.
Somebody like him, I mean.
Like a KG maybe? I'm just
like, no. Like you can go KD and old Anthony Davis.
Okay.
Like that
What do you mean old?
Like
the one before the
Pelicans?
Lakers?
The young Pelicans, the
one
first
that
2 years
played-
where it was like.
One that played in 75, 80 games.
Yeah, that one.
Oh.
Yeah, that first couple years, the real unibrow one.
Okay.
Yeah,
Not the half man, half a season.
No.
version.
Like that early Anthony Davis where, lobs to the rim, getting at the free throw line, just one dribble, he's at the rim, that guy.
I think a mixture between Giannis and Embiid. I feel like he that's a goal. Like, put them two together with his height. That should be a goal for him to be able to mix what both of them do. And that would be great. If he becomes that, he's probably going to be seen as what everybody's predicting.
For sure. And Gil, you play a lot of video games. Who's the best player you played with on a basketball video game? Could be any point in history.
Like
Bo Jackson Tecmo Bowl was the cheat code.
Cheat code.
Oh, Mike Tyson.
Mike Vick. Mike Vick.
Mike Tyson punch out. That was a game.
Probably Braun.
For y'all.
I forgot what year, but he had this move where he drives baseline when he's going baseline, and instead of going out of bounds, to hook back in, right? So you can just drive baseline the whole time, just put it all the way towards the baseline, and it'll come back on court. 13? Nah, it was 2013. And then there was a cheat. There was one where I don't know what year it was on for Kobe, but he had this weird spin that just got by everybody.
That's real.
James Harden's a cheat code too sometimes.
Yeah, I don't play those games.
Yeah.
I'm
double dribble, hit him to the corner.
Yeah, I was a cheat code.
I'm still playing
yeah, I was a cheat code.
On street.
No. You go like all team Houston shit like that, and where they got Yao at his best. Oh yeah, that's. You jump an elbow at the you know how there's it be glitching, his elbow scoring shit like that. Yeah.
My son used to always, I show him, I bought this old school video game, one thing that has all the games, I want to say 10,000 games on it or whatever. And we were playing, and he was like, how did you guys deal with this? He's like, this is awful. I would have never been able to play video games back in the day. Like, hey, we didn't have what
It was
y'all
the
had.
shit when
This
it
was
came out,
lit.
though.
Yeah,
This was everything when we played.
Even when you play like Street Fighter, which was amazing. You play it now, you're like, what the fuck is
Yeah,
this?
it's like, ha, ha, ha. The legs be
I
all
feel like
glitchy.
NBA Jam stands the test of time now.
Yeah.
Because that was you go to Vegas for AU terms, whatever, but everybody would just be at the arcade, gathered around whoever the nicest were, and then the little codes you could put in.
Yeah. Air Bud.
Yeah.
Air Bud.
Get the dog out there playing. All right, let's take it back down memory lane a little bit. So we got to give first some love to Joy D'Angela, who's become a voice for the old heads. So she got Dr. J to sit down, kind of took some shots at super teams at KD, and most recently she sat down with Hall of Famer Rick Barry. And Barry clapped back on everybody hating on his generation and calling them plumbers.
I've had many people say, well, Rick, you guys wouldn't be able to play with these guys today. I said, okay, what drugs are you on? Okay, because you got a problem. Because if you really understood the game and you really knew what the difference was between when we played and the guys playing here, we had nothing to help us. I didn't have an agility coach. I didn't have a dietitian. I didn't travel on charter planes so that we could get a good night's sleep and get to the next city and have a nice day. We drove ourselves around in rental cars. I mean, we had $8 a day per diem. These guys get chartered food on their planes. We didn't have whirlpools, and we didn't have saunas, and we didn't have masseuses, and we didn't have any of that. If I played today, I would be faster. And I was pretty fast, okay, and quick. I'd be faster, stronger, quicker, more endurance, jump higher. I would be so much better a basketball player because I had none of those things available to me. It's absolutely crazy how much better the guys that I played with, the Oscar Robertsons, the Jerry West, all of us, as good as we were, would be even greater playing today.
Wow.
$8 a day per diem, Gil.
I know.
But back in those days, you could buy a house for $8. So.
Hey, the problem. Shit. No, I mean, I heard everything that he said that we have that he didn't, but he had one thing that we can't use today. It's cocaine. I'm just saying. I'm just saying that did a whole lot. I mean, they was playing 82.
Allegedly.
They was
Sure.
They was putting that shit in their wounds.
They had drugs back then. What was that? Because when I came in the league, they were still using it. It was like a horse. They used it for horses.
Oh, wow.
Right? So you crush up an aspirin, put it on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They was putting it.
Deso.
They used to put it in their wounds and put
put
it in like Vaseline.
Yep.
And rub it.
And then just rub it on and boom,
Yeah, I heard
you
about all
good.
that kind of stuff. That was their.
Yeah, he had a lot. Listen, they had. I mean, they wore Converse and Chucks, but goddamn it, they had some shit that could combat that.
Smoking cigarettes on planes and shit. Like,
you know what I think is interesting? Like I look at, I kind of talk about all sports, not just basketball, and I look back. I never see these other sports trashing like today's players are just better. That's it.
Like
They
football
just
players not
are.
calling.
Nobody's going back in other sports and saying, we were better, we were good enough. Everybody acknowledges that right now, the football players now, they're just better. The baseball player, they're just better. Like, that's just what it is. I don't know what it is about basketball where people are so upset that the newer generations are better. Like, they just are. Who cares?
Yeah, well, I mean, football is hard because, the old guys got CTE, so they don't know what's going on. I mean, just be honest, they don't, they...
Tell the truth.
I'm just saying, they just...
Tell the truth.
They don't know what mashed potatoes or applesauce. They don't know the difference at this point, right? So it's kind of hard for them. But basketball, because it's more like skill, if you guys had our technology, would you be better than you were? Yeah, probably.
Maybe.
But at the end of the day, you was an anomaly.
You would just been what you were then.
Yeah, you was an anomaly versus the people you were, right? Back in the 80s, there's like 5 guys that had 38 plus, verticals.
Mm-hmm. That's easy.
If you have a 38, you're like below average today.
Yeah.
Right? I'm sorry, Rick, but I mean, you show me a white guy that's dominating the league since Bird. That's dominating the league since Bird. What show?
Luka.
Even
He's foreign. Stop.
Even human beings.
We're talking about the American white guy that he would have been training with, like everybody else, because we have school. We don't have the advantages the Euros do, right? So we're talking about that American white dude who will be in class with us. You let us know where has it been.
Chet Holmgren. Chet coming, Gil.
Well, we don't know.
And even just.
But Chet like Jamaican food.
But what I'm saying
he on the fringe.
But what I'm saying is, like you're talking about, an era where that don't exist anymore.
Yeah.
Even human beings, just people in general, are better, more in shape, the shoes are different. There's just technology. There's nothing you could do about that. The people of today, like regular people that didn't make it in professional basketball, probably could have played pro back then. You know what I mean? Like, it's just this how it is. Everybody's elevated, not just the athletes, but regular people's bodies are elevated and better, and, more in shape and everything.
Well, we got technology too. They didn't know.
But that's what I'm saying. It's the delusion of the overall game, right? Right. You guys were apex of your time.
Yeah.
What about everybody else, right? What about what about everybody you were playing against? You guys had 7 drafts. I want y'all to understand the concept of what 7 drafts means.
So 7 rounds in the draft.
7 rounds of the same number, 30. So that means back then, every year, 260-something people were being drafted into the NBA. You're playing against those guys. You're getting stats against those guys. Now, if we narrow it down to only 54, and out of the 54, only 30 might actually make the roster?
Be all right.
Right? Only 30 might actually make that roster, so it's harder now.
Yeah.
You're talking about, some of you guys are 10, 12 all-stars in.
Couldn't even make a team.
12 teams, 14 teams. Like, our all-stars today, a guy who makes 2 all-stars, that's equivalent to at least 6 of yours.
Back in the day?
Easy.
But you got guys coming off the bench making all-stars and Hall of Fame. Fucking no way in today's game.
Yeah.
You guys are sickos.
Like, just let it go.
I mean, listen, we might be on Percocets in this era. Percocets and a little lean,
Right.
which does us a disjustice
Right.
to, contributed to the game. We can't play in today's game on perks. I mean, we can't play on perks, but it slows us down.
Yeah.
That booger sugar, woo!
Yeah.
Y'all good, y'all can go.
Yes. Speedy Gonzalez.
Listen, it's a dumb argument. It's a dumb argument because, evolution does make it better. But if you're telling me that if we gave you guys all the tools that you guys had, that we have in your day.
Well, so let me just read.
That's just like saying, all right, put us all back in y'all day. I'll score 100. 1-4 flat the shit out of a white dude who can't move left and right. Oh shit!
And don't play in the fourth quarter.
It's fun. Put Steph Curry in your era.
Barbecue.
You can't do it. So I don't even know why we still be having these debates.
Niggas would be falling out of them Converse. They was
Yeah, so I'm just reading this note for y'all. 1960 and 1968 drafts went 21 rounds.
21.
But some rounds were only one pick. Some of those technical rounds were only one pick. There were 101 picks in total in 1960. So 74, they stabilized it to 10 rounds, except 77 when there were 8. And then 1985, the draft was shortened to 7. God damn.
7 rounds.
bad.
So there were 9 teams in the NBA when Rick entered in 1965. But wouldn't that make the competition harder? I know we always talk about the less teams, but wouldn't that make it harder to get in theory?
No, because they're having the rounds.
Well, I'm saying there's only 9 teams, though. So to be able to stick in the league.
You just had to be better than the
if you could
trash
play,
truck dude.
Yeah, just be better than the dude selling you cars.
Didn't they have, and I'm pretty sure they had second jobs, right?
Yeah.
Right, they was like baby mamas. I mean, they getting child support, but to really survive, you need a second job. So that era, we're gonna call that the baby mama era. They was like baby mamas.
They got Etsy's, they sell trinkets and jewelry.
I mean, listen, but now think about the accolades, right? You have 9 teams, but the All-Star game is still 24 people, right? First team, second team. So
We're still
if you was a starter, you made the All-Star team. You know how sorry you had to be
To not.
make the All-Star team in that era?
bum.
Like, I mean, you literally, like, come on.
It says like literally.
That's what I said. This is the AAU circuit era, where you was the start. If you was the starting 1 and 2, I mean, like think about the All-Star game, right? You got what 12, right? So 3 guards, 6 guards, 3 forwards, and 3 shit back then 2 centers. So 6, 4, and 2. So 6 guards and 4 swingman 2. If you was a guard in the NBA.
Guaranteed.
You're guaranteed an All-Star vote.
You get at least one.
You come off the bench, have 20 minutes All-Star.
Yeah. That's why it's a dumb argument. It's just you should just respect that as time goes, the next generation is gonna be better too.
But imagine you're an old head, right? You're watching CBS all the time because you don't have cable. You just watch America's Most Watched Network for old people. You old, and everybody just talking about y'all were plumbers and y'all were this, y'all were that. You playing in Chucks.
What's wrong with the truth?
Racism alive and well. Like I always say, they smeared doo-doo on Bill Russell's wall, Gil. And these were his fans of his team.
On his wall, like his house wall?
They broke into his crib.
Yes.
Fans of his
Inside the wall?
own team. That's what. Just think about that. Like latex gloves weren't popping back then. Like
No, niggas use his
I'm
own.
really
Niggas
think
was
about it.
catching they shit with
Imagine
their hand
hate
and
that
smear.
much that you take your own and you wipe it on somebody's wall because you're that mad at them for being good.
And he was playing for their team.
He's playing for their team.
Yeah.
Was he angry when he retired?
I think he was a man of peace. Like he dealt with enough shit. I'm sure he's angry probably watching.
No, I mean he wasn't.
Gil's arena up there.
No, what I'm saying, he wasn't an angry dude when he retired.
I didn't remember any of that. No.
Very tempered, measured, but
I'm telling you,
funny.
if I'm winning championship, like I'm trying to figure out what year would they have thrown due to the year we didn't win a championship? Because ain't no way I'm winning championships and you fucking my house up.
Breaking
And then he
into
went
the
on
crib.
and coached for them too, right? Like
Yeah.
he stayed in that city. That's crazy.
A lot of good Bostonians, so we don't need another city coming.
No, I'm just saying like that. I mean that has to be a man of peace if he's kept
On the wall, Gil.
I don't give a fuck if it was on the outside of my wall and
I'm saying the
something
wall.
Like that, touch it.
Like,
I mean, breaking windows back then. I mean, back then, motherfuckers, that was probably a
Just
second
burn
job.
the
anyway.
cross
That
on
was probably a
the
second
yard.
job anyway, fixing houses up and shit. So I mean, construction work. Back then, miners and shit. Who knows?
they was right here at the
I can tell you right now, anybody from just be honest. 99 onwards to basketball started, you couldn't guard me. Stop. I came in 2001. So 99 down, shut up.
John Stockton.
He got cooked. I had to adjust my second year. You look at my second year stats, homeboy.
Hold on.
I came off the bench and gave 27 early, quick.
I felt like this
retire. Retire, fam.
The internet.
Retire,
Get out
fam.
of here.
The
On my
internet-
second year. See, I didn't know I played against him in my first year. You know, they was just put me in.
Oh,
But the second year.
it was your first year you said
Go to the
that.
second year. Go my second
I'm
year.
second year. 02, 03, right?
Quick with the stats.
Let's see what happened.
Not that year. Go to the next one. At 19.
19.
It was like quick 19.
Let's see what he had. 15, okay.
Okay, now go back to the other one. He was a
What year?
minus 2.
What year? 02, 03?
No, same year. We can
Okay.
play him twice.
Okay, hold on.
No,
you-
203.
I'm
Just
coming
keep
to the
going
next
down.
one. Boop. January 25th, 2003. Stockton gave you 11 and 6.
Yeah.
You gave him 27 and 9. Okay.
He
okay.
remembers all his stats. That's one thing about Gil.
Just gonna let them old.
He
Come
gonna
on, man.
fucking know his
Come on, Gary
stats.
Payton got that. Come on, listen. When I came in,
They said he was 40, Gil.
I don't
Oh,
care
well.
if he was 20.
Oh, well.
He should have seen. Listen, he
You
should have
out
guarded
here.
that.
You out here.
Hey, when Jordan got that 41, he was old too. Not my problem.
I know it.
Not my problem.
You out here.
Right? I guarantee he retired after that ass whooping I gave him. Send it in, old pops.
Oh, my Lord.
that's what I'm
This is
saying.
Gil's Arena on a Thursday.
Because
in the
back then it
offseason.
wasn't going down. That era, 99 basically down. The guards wasn't coming downhill like that, right? They were setting up the offense. So the Mark Jackson, so you talking about you're gonna stop me? I'm all of 217, 218. You're a guard. You were little. Like you guys were little. Like I'm coming full speed. I'm faster than you, stronger than you. You had to put the two on me. And then you put me in your ISO mode where you can't help.
So
Get the fuck out of here.
let's talk about your last meeting in your second year. April 8th, 2003.
We probably blew them out. Right?
Warriors won the game 128 to 102.
Facts.
John Stockton gave you a healthy 7 and 8 assists, 3 for 5 from the field.
He was done.
You gave him 34.
I'm trying. Listen,
And
I'm telling him, yo, retire, homeboy. It ain't it. This ain't it. This ain't last year. This ain't him, Gary Payton, all first team. Man, listen, y'all think I'm bullshit. Go to any one of all team defense. They made the first team, them guards, and then watch my scores against them.
Did they still make the defense?
No, they was making all first
They're
team.
still
Barbecue
making it.
defense. I mean, they was barbecue. They was chicken and waffles over there.
So, obviously I'm the biggest fan of the older generation. But what players from back in the day could be stars in the league today? None of them? Oscar Robertson couldn't cook?
No, I mean,
Yeah, shit. Will?
Big O, Wilt is the one.
George
I
Mikan?
would give Wilt the most.
what? George Mikan. Man, listen.
Not George Mikan.
I never
The
tell
layup
I never
drill.
tell my kids, all right, you shouldn't tell your kids, all you guys, to do the Mikan drill. Right? Because I'm pretty sure at this point, when you look at his shooting percentage, you can go.
I think it was, what, 40?
Shooting percentage, and he was the tallest and biggest dude on the court, and the fact that he shot like 40% from the field.
Yeah.
Lets me know he could not score
Yeah.
shit. So they probably told him, hey, you need to work on these layups. Just work on these layups all day. Get the feel of the layups. So I think it was probably one of those things where they just made fun of him, and then it was like, yeah, do the Mikan drill.
Made a thing.
If I had to guess, it was some Elvis shit. They seen a black man
Elvis?
doing the drill correctly.
Oh,
and then
God.
George Mikan, I'm just going to take that. Put the Mikan on there.
Like when I thought about the Mikan drill, I'm thinking, okay, he was very, so I'm thinking he shot like 60%, 70%, but 40%? You the biggest dude on the court?
Yeah,
Like, what the
that's
fuck are we
That's the
talking?
benefit of those times. They didn't have internet like that. So if you just read a newspaper article, they could say George Mikan was nice and you can't really.
Did they have the square on the backboard back then too?
I think it's always been there.
It's always been there? Okay.
It don't matter. If you doing layups
Yeah.
your whole life and you shot 40%, what was you doing when the game started?
Yeah, it's nasty.
He was the first cone drill.
He was nasty.
You think somebody like Pistol Pete, though, could be able to.
Facts.
to thrive in it?
Look, there's players it's their skill level. Like when you look at their skill, like Pistol, like he was ahead of his time. Like he didn't have no reference to what he was doing. Like some of the stuff he did still hasn't been done. When you look at Magic Johnson, right? You're talking about 6'9", point, coming downhill, and just the moves he was doing with the ball still ain't being seen today.
Yeah.
Right? So, he can transfer.
What about Larry Bird?
I think so. Because Because
he can score from anywhere.
Because he's skilled. Like, so when you see him, like, sitting there faking it, they looking, he's shooting, faking it, like faking it again, you turn around. Like, that's Luka and Jokic.
Yeah.
Right? He's doing the same. It's fundamentals. He really had great fundamentals. Everybody else, I didn't watch them enough. So if I have to go back and watch how Jerry West played or how Rick Barry actually played the game.
Rick Barry was...
To see it, to see it unfold. Like, did he shoot his jumper like that?
No, I don't think he shot underhand.
Just the free throw. Okay.
Which is not a terrible way to shoot if you practice it enough, but yeah, Jerry West was that dude.
Everybody's nice, in their era. That's what I'm saying. Just stick to your fucking era. Just stay here. You made $42.
So this is Gil's Arena.
Like he made $8?
The $8 per diem though, but I'm saying you could buy a crib. You could buy a crib in some small cities for $8 back in there.
Because when I was sodas was 25 cents, so it's probably like 10 cents.
You can get,
he was rich.
Yeah. He trying to act like $8 wasn't like good back then. Like keeping it real, it's not good now, but that was good.
Houses what, 42,000, 12,000.
I remember McDonald's combo was like $4.
No.
5 to supersize.
No.
Fuck no.
No.
You're crazy.
It's $5 now.
What?
Yeah.
No, the combo's now.
No, when I was eating McDonald's, it was $2.
Two for a combo?
$2.14.
Yes.
I don't know about combo. It was
$2.14 for a burger, fry, and a drink.
Oh.
And that's when I was eating it.
2 for 2s. When the 2 for 2s came out, that's $2.14.
Oh,
Yeah.
$1.07.
You already know. You can find that. Just search it on your car.
We used to play quarters in school.
Yes.
And disclaimer, everybody back in Grant, when we played quarters, I did cheat you.
Everybody knows you were a cheater, Gil.
I did.
You're a cheater.
Because you know what you didn't know what quarter
I know
is,
what quarters
right? So
is.
like we
Just like
shake it
me.
up. No. We like
You call it a heads
have a
or
dot
tails?
heads or tails.
Yeah.
So I already prefixed mine.
And then shake them.
Yeah, no, you just shake them, but they're all prefixed. So like you hold them like this. This is
They just
tails.
sliding
This is
across.
head. Yeah. So like I'm sitting there low, like yeah. So when they throw theirs up, I just slide mine. So I'm getting all mine back. Whatever yours land on, that's me. Boy, I had like $20 in quarters, just change, just shaking in my shit. So I just want to know, I probably owe y'all a couple dollars back.
I would say
I can afford it now.
try to get into the gate, but bro at the front.
Hey, I was trying to win money, man.
He not letting your ass in.
Times are so different. My sons and his friends, they bet $20. They have $20 bets and
On
stuff.
what?
Anything is 20 is like the standard.
No, we give them too much money.
Yes.
I told my kids, like, I give you $5 a day. That's what I got. They look at me like this.
Yeah.
$20.
$20 is the standard, like the
That ain't
starting point
shit.
for these kids.
Oh wow, they got the extra value meal. Your Big Mac meal was like $2.99, but such a more glorious time. Such a more glorious time.
Gas
Honestly,
was so
it's like
cheap when you didn't
$20.
have a car.
When I was in college, I will never forget this. When I was in college, gas was 99 cents a gallon. I will never forget that.
Now you got to make business decisions. I ain't coming, dog. Let's zoom.
Nah, yeah, my shit on E right now. I be trying to take the golf cart all the way down to the what's the name, but that charge won't hold.
I got a Tesla in LA. I only have to pump gas when I'm here. I feel so like damn, I gotta pump gas.
Damn, shit.
I'm so mad.
Man, where the gas cars, man.
What a gas.
Gas car hustle back in the day. You just have to learn
yeah.
people's zip codes. Yeah, I have something to admit to. I used to get y'all back in the day.
That's easy. Just this. Listen, if you find somebody's credit card, just one, hit the area code that's here today, right? Whatever area code you find the card in. Then from there, now you got all day. Shit, just area codes, just zip codes, just nope, boop, nope. Then they be like, see cashier, just go to the next pump.
Yo, this
Come on, what y'all doing?
terrible.
Allegedly, we do not.
Right.
Underdog does not
Long as it say-
condone or support any of these views or express our own, whatever.
You can use mine. I guarantee I'm gonna say it wasn't me.
Yeah.
Even if it was me, that wasn't me.
Yeah,
American
I've had
Express.
to do that. Amex give you every dollar back.
Every dollar.
You can say anything, Amex running it back.
So last question: are there guys who are dominating today that wouldn't have been able to in your era?
they're dominating the day, but they wouldn't in my era. Like my era was like this golden era of defense. Or
it wouldn't have translated to, is there anybody you could think of? We never like to knock guys because obviously we got enough beef with the city of Detroit. Boston not fucking with us.
Well, I mean, when you say dominating, I mean, there's going to be like a third option or fourth option that wouldn't have had those. Like,
options.
they wouldn't have had those type of, they wouldn't have as many shots.
Okay.
Right? And it depends on, what team you're on. Because, you're talking about, like, my era was, like, just coming out of that defensive shit. They just put the zone in. So, like, when you talk about somebody like Clay, right? When he was a third option, he was averaging 21. You're talking about 26, 26, 21. I mean, in my era, he probably wouldn't have got that many shots depending on what team he was on. If he was on, like, Suns, yeah, I mean, obviously.
Yeah, for sure.
If he was with us on the Wizards, Antoine and Larry averaged 20 and 19.
Yeah, you weren't passing like
And
that.
I wasn't passing like
Yeah.
that. So, there would have been, but it's like the mid guys, like, that third, fourth option, right? Those guys are averaging like 17, 18. Back then it was probably like 12, 10, but they got the mid-level, so it's still a mid-level for them.
Yeah.
It's still, it makes sense. So,
For sure.
I think they would have. I think they would have. Most people would have been
yeah,
okay.
it'd have been okay. Like, I would love, no offense to the centers I had, because y'all was great at setting screens, taking the ball out,
That's it.
But the centers today, see, back then I had to argue with Brendan. Right, Eton, like, come on, man. Like, I know you was open, but goddamn, I'm cooking. The centers today, DeAndre Jordan, what's happening? Set this pick, baby. You can miss him all day. He ain't gonna complain.
The White.
Yeah.
But
The White gonna want the ball.
He would have wanted it.
Yeah, he want the ball. But these centers today, the Rudy I would have loved to play with Rudy Gobert, boy. What? Play defense, screen, take the ball out. Damn, I wish I was in this era.
And look at yourself. How do you feel like, and we talk about this a lot, and the fucked up part is that early 2000s, you were looked at as tweeners or whatever. Like, they just didn't have a respect for you as a combo guard. You had to be a position. So how do you feel like you were fair in today's NBA?
I would have loved today's because with everyone sees I shot the ball. I shooting threes. But I also got to the free throw line like a James Harden, right? Like Dwayne Wade. So, like, me and Dwayne was, like, leading in free throws. Like, they had to change the rule because of us. Where back then, there was no just jump straight the fuck up, right? No. If you inside that circle, you better try to block that shot or just don't jump. So, we were head hunting. So, like, if I see Shaq just standing in the lane, he's lost, right? And he didn't get outside that circle to take a charge. I just ran right into him. So I'm going to hit this midsection, hit midsection, fold, right? So it's a foul. Then they just said, if we just jump straight up. So they kind of changed the rule because we were just headhunting those guys. But I got to the free throw line a lot, right? So if you're playing small ball against me, you're not going to switch. I would do a pick and roll and you switch a big on me. First of all, your guard couldn't stay in front of me. So now you're switching like somebody like Draymond Green on me. Great defensive player, but all I'm doing is just 1-2 step, I'm at the rim. So you're literally trying to block me from behind the whole game. You're not gonna stay in front of me. So you're just giving me the lane and I'm trying to jump, and back then I'm gonna jump back and you're gonna hit me. So I'm creating a lot of contact and fouls. So I would have loved this era. I would have loved that early 90s era too. the big man. Like that Jordan era where, it's straight ISO ball. Like, I got you here and everybody got to stand next to their player. Oh my, man, they need to shut up. I just thought of it. Y'all shut up. Like, I got I don't give a fuck who your defense is. Just me, you, and then everybody sit at the top of the key. What? When I get by you, who's...
Yeah.
Oh my God, I had 100 on the 90s.
1-4.
You had the Wilt.
I wouldn't even been 1-4. I don't need to 1-4 flat. I would just did side. I just side, get at the logo.
Yeah.
I just did logo, lift everybody, and look what's happening. What's up? Show me this. Go. Especially with.
His head.
We had zone. That's what I'm saying. Like, listen, every ever has its advantages, right? you know, one era, like you fouled harder, cool. But you had more spacing to do things, right? You had more spacing. Our era, you know, they took off the hand checking, but you had load up. You can zone. You can, you know, that's harder. That puts it more like a college style where, you know, like I got this bad defender on me, and I'm trying to take him, and you can come load your defense up, right? So we had to try to score through that. Now you're telling me a guard like me saying, put me in Jordan's era, and you're gonna foul me harder, but I have all the space in the world? Fine. Because half the time I'm getting to the basket before you get there anyway. So you're fouling me late. Like I'm worrying about guys like Frazier, the Matrix taking the charge, Boris Diaw taking the charge. Like I'm not worrying about Amari Stoudemire trying to block my shot. One, I'm pushing too fast. Like I'm pushing too fast.
You getting him in foul trouble.
Yeah, I'm like even with Shaq. Like think about when I'm scoring. Like if you look at my game, Shaq is back there.
Yeah.
But I'm like a bullet. I'm coming so fast that
He either miss you or he got a foul.
yeah.
So a question from the chat. Nobody get no bread for this one.
Oh God.
But they said, do you think who's better, Dame or Prime Gil?
Let's hear this.
What age? Both of us 25?
The peak.
If we're both 25, that's me all day. At 25,
What age is it not you?
26 and above.
Why? Because your knees?
Yeah. And, you know, like, I can't compare because, you know, like, when I say 25, like, I was on my way to being, like, I was still raw, still understanding the game. Like, when you're talking about, like, Dame now, Kyrie, Curry
Dame is what,
now.
32?
30.
Dame came in the league at 22, right? You came in at 19, though, so.
Yeah, so like when you talk about those guys now, they done figured it out. They done figured out the movements, they done figured out the game. I didn't get there yet, so there's no comparing whose career's better, right? You know,
You
those
didn't finish.
Yeah, those guys are masters at what they're doing now.
How would your game have changed? Like, you obviously, you know, always talking about the achy, breaky knees and all that, but gun issue off the table, still with the knees. What would have changed about your game so you could have stayed in longer?
With the knee injury?
Yeah, you couldn't do it. There was nothing. Because you see people that have a knee injury or back or hip, and they just kind of change their game a little bit so they can still create, get buckets, stay on the court.
Like, so the misconception, like people thought that like the gun thing is what stopped me, right? No, I went to Orlando, played in Orlando. I went to Memphis.
Yeah.
You know, I had bone spurs. That was like, to be honest, when I was playing in Memphis, it was probably the worst pain I was going through. Like I couldn't, like I had to have a game ready on at night. If not, my knee was just throbbing. So I had to put the game ready on, and I had to sleep with the game ready on. So it'd be like 90 minutes or 60 minutes. I had to just keep pushing on because of the pain to wake me up. So after the season, I had to go in and get surgery to get the bone spurs. I had 3 bone spurs. And then from there, just the body, that's why I didn't come back. It wasn't because they were keeping me out. As long as you have talent, they don't give a fuck with you.
Right.
It
wasn't able, it was that bad.
Yeah, it was bad. Like I went there, like I was trying out for that Laker team. Like you can Google like 2013, the Clippers invited me to camp. I was playing very well in the summer, and then they signed J.J. Redick.
2013?
I think it was 2013 they signed J.J. Redick, and I just assumed that, you know, I'm behind J.J., Jamal Crawford, you know, so I decided to go to the Lakers tryouts. Like they had like open gym, playing well, but they were all filled. So I was like, instead of going to the G League, I'd go overseas, get my swagger back, and then first game out there, pulled my groins. So it was just one of those points that my body was just breaking down. I wasn't taking care of it. Like I wanted to hoop, all that, you know, all this goofy shit. Like no, I couldn't do it.
It's not goofy shit.
Trust me, I know now because I can't bend both my knees. I can't squat. I can't.
You can't do stuff like this.
No. This is it right here.
Imagine if you could do this. How much better your career would have been.
This is all I got right here.
Get some yoga in your life, Gil.
Huh? Right.
Motherfuckers in there stink. I don't think
Things
people
like smell?
Yeah, I don't think people take showers before they go to yoga.
What?
Like, you're supposed to take a shower. Listen, y'all supposed to take showers before you go and start sweating out your body.
Where are you going to do yoga where people stink?
Every yoga class.
Ugh, that's just where you went.
It should be.
They be in there too.
I take a shower before I go to the gym.
Everybody's
I put the
supposed
cologne on and everything.
Well, no, you don't need cologne, but everybody should shower before they work out. You shouldn't be stank. All you're gonna do is reactivate the stank and stain your clothes. Like, that's how clothes get all musty and all that nasty shit.
Yeah, I spray cologne on, so when I walk by, I said, "Shorty, what's happening?"
Do you actually work out there though, or you just?
No.
You just.
When I wake up to go to the gym, I go to the gym every day. 50-50. Last 2 months, 25-75.
If you actually put some work.
And then the gym right here, 0% chance I work out.
You got a whole gym.
This gym?
0%.
Why?
You turn on the TV, and then you start watching Netflix. Right.
Damn.
Then you just,
But you know what? It probably is too. Like, you're just not active either. Like, if you were actually doing another sport or something, like you shoot, but you didn't try to play or do anything. That's why you don't get in shape. I couldn't get away with not working out. I played.
get in shape. Girl, you see this?
I mean, but you just look good. You're not in shape. You're not in shape. But
I'm getting a six pack. Look, I'm getting a six pack.
For what?
Huh?
For what?
What do you mean?
What do you need a six pack for?
For functionality.
Like I go on, like, you know how like we do the show and then they put our pictures up there and then like imagine if I can
You
take
gonna
my
take your shirt off? That's it?
We have so many girl followers in there. Whole LGBT. Whole bunch of people named
Who do you
Kitty.
think would bring more followers? You with your shirt off or me?
Whole bunch of men named Kitty coming at motherfucker. You don't know if they girl or me. Just boom, just follow. Hit the follow button.
Who do you think would bring more followers? You with your shirt off or me doing the show in a bikini? Don't even play with me. It's me. Stop playing.
We can put it to a test.
We can.
I mean, because this women is 9-1, women over men.
Yeah, but women come after me too.
Just judging from the chat's response, they would seem to be very enthusiastic about a situation like that.
So I guess I'm gonna put my gray sweats away.
Oh God.
The meat print poppies? Oh Lord.
Oh my God.
All right, let's keep this thing moving. So we were out in Tacoma this past weekend for the 8th annual Zeekend. Shout out to Isaiah Thomas for letting us pull up. We also got the chance to sit down with him at the event and just talk a little about his career, his comeback, and a legendary moment that he had with the Mamba during his playing days.
What was the one thing Cole told you that you still carry to this day?
So Cole, the one thing he gave me, he like, to get the guys that aren't as good as you to follow you, you gotta really teach them the way. Like, I didn't understand that at first. So like, obviously, he always talked to me about just being a killer, being great. But what resonated with me the most was like, getting your guys, you say my team wasn't really that good, right? Getting those guys to be able to figure out where you are mentally. So however weak the world thought they were, I was able to get them to believe they was just like me. Kobe would watch film with me, and like I would ask questions like, how do I get them to get the mindset that I have? He's like, you got to sit down and watch film with them. Their mind has to be where yours is when you're watching film. And when he told me that, I was like, we watched film in the playoffs that year. That's why I was serving. I used to watch film to see where I can score. That was it.
Same.
He broke the film down on seeing shit before it happened, setting back screens. I remember he sent me clips of Steph Curry, John Stockton, Larry Bird, and one other guy about back picks. And when I started setting back picks, it just started opening shit up for me. And I didn't even know it. You know, especially when guys is denying you and playing on top, I'm wasting so much energy trying to get open.
Go set a back screen.
We were down 2-0 against the Bulls. We were the number 1 seed, they were the 8th seed. We watched every possession from game 1 to game 2. That shit took like 5 hours. On FaceTime. I had my video guy send it to his email. He broke down. That was right before he started doing that detail shit.
Okay.
I feel like I was the reason why he started. He seen it work so well. After every game, he would send the exact clip of how I did it, what he said, and it just opened the whole game up.
That's dope.
Dope.
It took-
Yeah.
That's dope. That's dope.
A legendary interview. You got a chance to see IT play a little bit. Obviously, he's trying to make that comeback. You think he got one more in him?
I think you do. The only thing, you know, that IT's gonna have to really adjust with is today's game. His greatness came from because the team was surrounded by him. Now he has to go and try to figure out how to
Fit.
and to fit with everyone. And he got hurt, and he didn't get to learn how to play with, you know, other superstars. And that kind of changed the way his game was. It was kind of like when I got hurt, I didn't have enough time to adjust my game to adapt. Like when you think about someone like Derrick Rose, right? It took him years to really say, all right, this is the new me, right? You know, Grant Hill. It takes you, and he didn't get that chance. So I think now he's understanding what it is to really be that type of player.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, you know, everything that happened with him in his career and them just being so disrespectful, you know, when it was time to pay him, and then the injury, of course, and I feel like he's one of those guys that everybody like roots for. Like you want to see him, even if it's you know, he's obviously going to be backing somebody up or whatever position he's in. I just hope that he lands where he's respected and where he can be great at, because that's what matters. It doesn't matter. Anybody could sign him on a team and he don't fit and they get rid of him. You know, I just hope that he finds the right place for him and that he can contribute. And I think that's all he really wants. He wants an opportunity to show, like, I still got it and I can still contribute. And I mean, he deserves it.
Like what he did for Boston. See, this is why, like, when it comes to loyalty, I had, you know, Mr. A. Poland, who, you know, he was told that my knee wasn't going to be the same. And he said, I don't care, right? That's my guy. He did his job. I'm paying him. I don't care what y'all say, right? I'll fire you guys before I not pay him. That was his loyalty, right? Where is the loyalty for him in Boston? What he did for, like, you're talking about the money he brung in those playoffs. Like, those teams.
We were glued to
like
the team.
Like we watched, like
Yes.
the world watched. The world, like, you owe him.
Yeah.
Put him on the coaching staff. Put him in the office. Like Miami, what they did with Haslam for the sacrifice he did. He's going to be working in that office. He's going to be on the team. He's going to be next to. He might take over Pat Riley. Shit, Sproul might go upstairs and Haslam might be that, but we already mentally know that's going to happen. Where is your loyalty to this dude? You just let him go and pretended that what he did for you guys wasn't.
Do you remember that? They knocked a whole tooth out in the game and he just played through it. Like, that's so gangster. Like,
Sister passed and he's
yeah,
like,
he just.
I'll wait for the end of the season before I even address this.
Like, he went
mentally.
through hell for them, and they just booted him in his ass when he wasn't able to do anything anymore.
Mark Cuban, didn't Mark Cuban just sign, didn't he just write Barrera a check? He looked at his championship and said, Barrera. Like, those are the, like, I owe him money.
Yeah.
Like, come on. Like, that's what make players like him just go hard for you. Like, when you hear stories like this, right, it makes the players that's coming behind say, I want to play for that organization.
Team. Yes.
Knicks, there's a reason that no one wants to play for you. The history, it trickles down. When you start putting that positive energy back into your teams, the youth hears it. And they want to be there. They want to play. Right? So you owe them. I'm sorry. You owe them something.
Yeah.
Seems like the Knicks are trending in a better direction now. Shout out to Knicks fans. Know y'all deal with a lot.
When?
What?
Trending when?
What?
What happened?
I mean, they're starting.
What happened?
They got Brunson, gave Josh Hart a bag. I'm just saying they're taking care of their guys to an extent.
You're right, because didn't the USA reward two of them? You put two Knicks on the USA? That's crazy as hell.
I just feel like he gonna find a way to fuck it
Like,
up.
I would get a Knicks jersey this year. Like,
Yeah, we got to pull up to New York. We're
Like,
gonna bring the security guard.
I get a Brunson. I get a Brunson jersey. I get a Julius Randle jersey. Who else we got over there? I get a Josh. Because, you know, he was a guest.
Derrick Rose.
R.J. Barrett.
Derrick Rose jersey, that's it.
Oh, I'd get a D Rose.
Get an
I don't want
Anthony
no
Mason throwback.
Knicks D Rose jersey. I want that Bulls joint.
Well, yeah, but...
That's like a Michael Jordan on them streets. I'm telling for real. That D Rose jersey is like a Michael Jordan jersey in them Chicago streets.
I mean, that
That
tracks.
was dope.
Well, we got that full Isaiah Thomas interview coming on Monday. It'll be a very special episode of Gil's Arena, our sit down with IT3, so make sure y'all check that out.
There was something here that it makes me regret.
What?
When he said, how to bring your teammates along with you, right? The teammates who are not good enough, you make them see what you're seeing, right? Watch film with them to show. That's the next level, right? I watched film all day, every day for myself.
Yeah.
See, that's that selfish to the next level, right? Like you in my way now. See, Kobe smart. See, you in my way. So instead of yelling at him, he just shows him. So look, see, like right here when I'm coming down, right here when I'm coming down. See, if you move like this, I can see you better. See, Kobe was. That was the genius part. To move them out the way without offending them.
Here's where y'all will be able to score,
Yeah, this where
but
you
I'm not giving you the right.
Yeah, you move, like when I'm coming down, you see, I can't see you right there, but if you move behind me, I can throw one of these passes. All he doing is just moving him the fuck out of the way. Kobe was a fucking genius.
I used to talk to Brent about that. Like, he's an avid film watcher. He's to a science detailed about it. And then he would always say stuff like, well, damn, like when I'm playing corner, they're not even throwing in my side. They just keep cooking the dude on the other side. And I'm like, well, why don't you watch film with them? And he just be like, why? And I'm like, so that they would know what you know. You know what I mean? But he wasn't that kind of player to where he would invite a guy to watch film. I had to do it. I would have dinner. I would just cook massive amount of food, invite the secondary over, and just tell them, go in the game. He in the game room. Go in there, because he's even in the house, he's not gonna say, hey, come here, come and do this. But that's so key. I don't know why people weren't already doing that. I thought that was a normal thing. That you have to watch film together, so each one teach one.
I think because when we're introduced to watching film as a group, it's usually in a form of attacking someone for not doing your job.
It's a discipline thing.
So when we're watching, it's more discipline of something. So, guys don't really want to sit there and watch because we're not watching it to better each other. We're watching to see who fucked up.
Yeah. That's what it used to be way back in the days. Like, you lost the game, we were going to watch
Let me show you how.
Yeah,
we won. It wasn't like, let's watch film, see all the shit we did good. It's like, let's rewind this play 15 times and see where you fucked up.
Yeah.
So I can make you look bad.
That's bad
coaching. Cracking up. It was but that was like VHS back in there. I mean, that shit was, and then you started to get like the clip house and shit, but now like y'all can pull up games from.
Easy.
Yeah.
Doot, doot, doot.
Let me see every time.
See all your fuck ups, like 56, god damn.
Every time Gil took 2 dribbles left for shot, like they got that shit down.
Yeah.
And that even goes back to what Rick Barry's saying about just
technology.
The technology and the advancements. I'm not
I'm making him better.
Nah, I'm not, but I'm just saying like,
listen,
versus what we have, like back in those days, they had no YouTube or no internet. If you didn't know some shit, you just didn't know. You had to ask a nigga who you thought was smarter than you, and they might not have.
Rick Barry, we're not talking about Brent Barry, right? He had the black gene.
He was special.
Yeah, he was special. Like you take his genes of the jumping ability he had, the 40-something inch vertical, and then you trained it to today's, now we talking about something.
Right.
You had a 24-inch vertical. I mean, I don't give a shit how much training you got.
It ain't good.
I mean, you can Klay Thompson it. Most likely you can be a Klay Thompson. Below the rim player.
Now let's move on. Our last segment of the week, time for Mostly Fans. We asked the chat to give us some questions. They provided. But chat, this is not coming from me. This is coming from the man up above. They said,
what man up above?
Spam it 500, the same question 500 times. And we don't use it.
Get you seen.
It gets you seen, but maybe that just might be a shitty question.
Yeah.
So if it's 500, we don't use it.
It was bad.
That's what they say.
Try
I say,
again.
make it 600, fuck it. Let's trick this algorithm, run these numbers up.
I mean,
don't give up, don't ever give up.
If you white, use white privilege against white people.
If you white, throw something in the chat, boost your shit up, and we might ask. But question number 1, this comes from Quantron. That's his Underdog Fantasy username. Quantron. How many people came out of the woodwork when you became rich?
Ooh.
That's a good ass question.
Ooh, I can actually answer this one. You want me? Everybody and their mama. Like, you know, it's embarrassing. I wasn't even the one making the money. I'm obviously a part of money being made, but I'm not the person backpedaling. And my whole family thought that we rich. You know, everybody thought that it was my job to pay their bills and take care of them. And, you know, they now could splurge on something else and call me and say, "Oh, I'm about to get evicted. Help me out." Like, that shit happened so bad. Like, I really lost family members over that shit to this day.
What's the
To this
craziest shit that somebody asked you for bread for, if you feel comfortable sharing?
Oh, every 3 months, my house about to get repossessed. Because, you know, it takes 90 days to kick you out. Every 3 months, asking for the 3-month rent when you could have just asked me at 1 month. Now I'm mad. Like, no, stop playing with me. Like, just continually doing that, and I had to cut that off. That was his family. But I had to cut that off. Disrespectful.
We made it. We
made it.
Gil, I'm sure yours is way worse because your bag different than mine.
I mean, people at home, right? You got the positive. Obviously, you're a second rounder, so it's a little bit different. But you got these guys, yeah, you know, so it's like, nah, I'm getting second round bread. But you got the positive moment, right? All these guys getting drafted, wearing their suits and all that. But what people don't see is that other side. Oh, you got drafted. Let me check the rookie slots. Okay, you getting 11 mil for the next 3-4 years.
Listen, when you get money, you don't change. It's the people that change around you, right? There's this thing when you give money away, you give someone something, they're grateful the first time. The second time you get it, they're expecting it now.
Yeah.
Right? Eventually, now they depend on it. The day you don't give it to them anymore, they hate you.
They never even think about the times you
Right?
did.
They're angry, like you fucked their life up, right? Hence, you know, Zion and old girl when she spazzed because her life changed because of him, right? And now she thinks he owes. Like, motherfucker, I don't owe you shit.
Right.
Right? I've been paying for you. Ain't done shit. Like, you know what I mean? So I just, as you know, my phone is one way.
Yeah.
This is true.
Since 2005, I can call you. You can't call me. You can text me so I can read what the fuck you got going on. So I can read
No.
$10,000.
Ignore. Do you say no?
No,
Like
I
you
just ignore. I don't.
No, I'm no. I am no, and with examples of why it's no. I'm rude about it.
That's not even, but see, that's the fucked up part
Yeah.
because now you're made to feel rude
Yeah.
for something that somebody else is asking for you.
Put
as
you
if
on
you're
a-
the bank, like.
Yeah.
And the worst shit, now we live in a social media world and people like to flaunt and floss, but it's like, you're asking for bread and I just seen you at a restaurant that's not at your
Eating
price
the lobster,
point.
yeah.
With a menu item that's not.
Don't speak to your budget, which
It
is
don't-
in the text message.
So basically you wanted me to pay for that.
You remember when we was doing our podcast upstairs? And be like, this is a nice house. Oh, no, we renting this.
But this is what I.
We renting this. This ain't mine, y'all.
Yeah.
Like, I live in an apartment. I don't give a fuck
This is what I do now.
Yeah.
Like, if somebody, like this is the new thing. They ask, can they borrow it? They pay you back, right? So my thing is, if I'm not loaning $1, not even $1. If I give you something, I'm giving it to you, and you can only ask me once.
Yeah. Well, you know, and
That's it.
I can hit
You can only
back.
have one emergency,
Listen,
and that's it.
out of all the money I've ever given from borrowing, one person gave it back.
I have 0.
Ernest Dukes.
Oh my
Ernest
God.
Dukes.
The
H. Wood. Publicist, yeah. Like, so I gave him money. This is when he was first starting. He wanted to do a short film, right? And then it was an emergency. And I know if he asked me for it, he really needed it, right?
Yeah.
And I remember he came over probably like a week and a half ago. He said, hey man, how come you never asked for your money back? And I said, you didn't, it seemed like you needed it, right? Like I know that it wasn't like, oh, you know, I need rent money, right? And it's 10 days later, like, no, you got 10 days to get the rent money, right? It's like you needed, it was an emergency, right? And he was like, man, I want to thank you for it. It really changed my life, and then gave the money back. Like, I'm
shocked.
It was like I borrowed it from him now. Like, shit, how much do I gotta pay this back?
Yeah.
Right? But it was the first time, and it kind of, that right there, that one good gesture, it kind of erased everybody else's.
It made
It's crazy as hell, man. Like, but now I think he's in a position now where he sees like people just asking for money all day. And you don't want to say no because they're friends, but I'm saying at the end of the day, man, I don't have it. I don't give a fuck what comes out in the paper. They can be like, oh, Gilbert Arenas just signed a $20 million deal. They lying.
Ain't got it.
They lying. Y'all know the tax.
Never
Like,
hear that,
I be doing taxes like 58%. You know, broke people don't know shit. Tax like government. People don't know. You know, like in my, you're like taxes only like 13, 20 something. No. When you're rich, it's like 72%, right? So 72. Then I got child support. Then I got school. I ain't got nothing. I'm broke.
I do have, I'm gonna say, one group family members that they can ask me for anything.
Yeah, for sure.
Like my uncle saved my life. Like totally saved my life. I ran away when I was 12. He got me and been like my dad my whole life. And I don't care what he need, he getting it.
Did you have that knife with you when you ran away?
Probably.
Yeah, so you was good. You was in good hands anyway.
Probably.
But there's a crew of people, but you know that they would only really ask if they really needed it, and then there's the other crew was
and
like,
even if he just wanted to go on vacation, I got you. Like this man brought me into his house and saved me. Like really legit is the only reason that I even went pro as far as I went. I know it was just Division II, whatever, but he saved my life. He helped me fulfill my dreams. He knew I wanted to be a pro, and he made sure everything was in place. He worked hard, did everything. He was my coach. He was training me, taking me to all these gyms, pick up with guys, everything. He did everything that he knew I needed to get where I was going, so he can have anything.
So what's your advice to these younger kids, guys coming in the league now that are coming into bread, about how to navigate, get the phone with no incoming calls? Like,
look, I don't give advice to the player themselves, because the player is the one who's mentally going through the problem. He's the one who has to try to make everybody happy. Like, people don't realize that. Think of an NBA player like Superman, right? Right? All he's doing is going around every day trying to save you. Right? I gotta save my mom. Especially, when women get in lives. When you get in these guys' lives, you're like number 9 on a totem pole of like what he has to take care of.
Yeah.
Mom, dad, brother, sister, friend, cousin, and then you coming in, you want
their kids.
Like, the only way you get valued as knowing your worth is to try to help him with this list of people. Like, you come in to block them.
Yeah.
Right? That's when he values you as a person. When you're the one who come in and say, we don't got it right now. It's a little tight. Let me talk to his financial. When you start doing that so he don't mentally have to do it, that's when he looks at you like the queen. But you over here talking about, I need a little bag, and you sitting there. Yeah, that's cool right now. But remember, his money's long, right? You get replaced easy. Because at some point, when you're hanging on to the rope, at some point, that rope gets cut, everybody falls. So I try to talk to the groups that's following, right? The parents, right? He don't owe you for being a parent. You're a parent.
You did all that hunching.
If you're taking care of your kids for your kids to pay you back, that's not a parent. You're a parent. Your job is to put your kids in a better situation than you are, for them to put your grandkids in a better situation, right? Friends, right? This is not like we made it type. No, help. Right? You want to, I made it to the NBA. Now, what do you want to do? You want to be, a financial advisor? Do you want to be
chauffeur? Have your own
I know you want to be a rapper. That sounds cool, but you might want to be self-aware that you're not that good. But you want to somehow add to the empire instead of just not being a dude that's just sitting there leeching on the couch. Because that time, eventually you will be cut off the list. NBA, we cut you off at some point. Yeah, if I find it, I got a bunch of friends and I get a girl who's like, yo, what you paying for these clowns for?
Exactly.
Thank you.
Why they always around?
Why they don't do nothing? They just sitting on the couch. They start pointing out that they just sitting on the couch. They ain't bring no dollar. And you just we went for a dinner for 2 and you just spent $1,000
on them.
On them. They buying bottles and champagne. Eventually we see it. We don't want to say nothing because of the loyalty, but eventually you get snapped.
Just on that, and this is just advice for people out there, get what you normally get, right? again, I have rules. Like if it's a corporation paying for it, we're gonna try and get some elaborate shit, whatever. If it's somebody I know paying for it, it's coming out their own bread, I'm not ordering shit I don't normally order.
No, them niggas go crazy.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because it's a one-time opportunity for them, and
To them, and that's how they do it.
Because then you see, and it's like, damn, you're just trying to get over on me.
Yeah.
Like,
But
'cause you would never get this shit normally.
But that's the problem with people. You're thinking
He got it.
right now. I need to get everything right now. Versus I rather you sit there and try to buy champagne and get all this lobster and stuff, and that's the one dinner. Versus you order normal
And then get
it's
invited
forever
again.
dinners. You invited forever dinners, right?
Yeah.
Everyone thinks it's a Thanksgiving type of
It's
thing.
yes.
When at the
That's
end of
how
the-
they act, though.
if I'm talking to a girl and you be like, oh, you know, can you help me with the rent? I don't say nothing. Oh yeah, just give me your what's the name, send it. I never talk to you again.
Wow.
You can take the one lick if that's what you like. You want to be the lick. You want to be the run off on the plug instead of becoming him or her, the empire, the person that.
Yeah.
Like if you don't know, there's an example. The example is Maverick Carter, LeBron James, right?
Rich Paul.
Rich Paul. Was it Marion? Randy. Savannah.
They became
They became all multimillionaires.
not bums.
Not even off of LeBron.
Just not bums. Yeah, they actually.
They contributed to it, and they all met at the top as kings and queens. Versus you sitting there just hanging on, like, what we gonna do today?
Right. What we eating? What we eating?
Yes.
That's the one. What we eating?
What we
is
eating.
Crazy.
What we eating, grown
I'm
men.
gonna have a smoothie. I don't know about you now.
Yeah.
Like shit.
I'm on a diet. What you doing?
No, but that's, I mean, because that's the both sides of it. And you want to obviously take care of people, be there for people. But it becomes a situation. It's like, you asking me for something you can put on your credit card, but you know you're not going to pay me back.
Yes.
And you'd rather ruin that relationship over a short-term bread as opposed to just.
Dependent.
It's not really your friend.
You become dependents. Like grown, I got kids that depend on me. Like,
I got one.
So, last question for us. Change the topic a little bit. This comes from his underdog fantasy name is Filth D.
Fifth? Like
Filth.
Filth.
Filth D.
Filth D.
dirty dick.
You know, happy tabby time. Pootie time. Yeah, we drop a lot of old school clips on here. Which current NBA player has the best signature shoe?
Oh.
The
That's an
best
opinion.
signature shoe? Everyone loves the Paul Georges. All the Kyries, they love the Kyries.
My son, I have some Paul Georges and Kyries, and those are the two he wears the most. Of all my, he done ran them down too. But those two, I have so many Jordans. I got Iversons. My shoe closet is ignorant, and my son wears my shoe size now today. Like we're the same size.
Oh, yeah, he's
and I've
snatching.
opened my entire. No, he only goes for the Kyries and the Paul George. That's it. Every now and then I'm like, I try to get him to wear the ones, the Jordan ones or whatever, and he'll wear those, but that's it. Kyrie, Paul George.
That's it. And that's why when we talk about these kids and the love and admiration they have for Kyrie and PG.
I'm James Harden.
Harden.
Harden. Trey. Dame.
I'm noticing a trend.
Right.
Adidas.
We see it.
Adidas did give me some trades too. I told I couldn't be a Glazer and wear it in the interview because I'm not as rich as you, Gil. You could do it because you also have your own signature shoe. If I had one, I could get it off too. I do like wearing the Agent Zeros around.
But think about this. This was a style from 06, 07, this era, 2006. Like, I was
Nice.
so advanced.
It's a nice shoe.
I used to hate the, like if you look at my shoes, like I thought that like shoes, this was the most important part.
Yeah.
So I said, your Adidas size fucked my vision up.
Yeah.
So I had them put it on the back of the
for
heel.
sure.
The following shoe, I had them put it on the inside. Right? That was my thing. Like, yeah, we
outside is-
cool. Like, don't put your shit right here, just 3 claws. Like, nah. So I put it on the back, and then the next year I put it inside. So like you can see James Harden his in the back, and
Yeah.
that was my vision.
Did you guys ever sell my size shoes? Or is this a new
Twos?
thing? I don't wear a fucking 2.
Oh,
6.5,
6.5.
7 at the biggest.
No, we did it because you.
Saya.
No, I mean Kids Foot Locker. Right?
I'm a kid's, yeah.
Yeah. So we came out with some kid versions.
You did?
Yeah, we came out with some
When?
kid versions. It was The second year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's just sad. Why y'all don't look out for the kid? Like, what's up with that? What that mean?
Which one?
That you guys don't do the youth shoes. Like, what is that about?
Because you got to change the pattern, you know.
It's too
Make
small.
the miniature version.
I don't know. Did they? No, they had to have kids first. I mean, I'm pretty sure they put them all in baby Gap and all that stuff. Like they usually make kids shoes for little kids,
You know what?
little grown kids. You know.
It's all good. Keep joking.
I mean, the people that have the problem now is the guys that's like 15 and.
Right, but what would you say if I had a 12? Like, what would the jokes be then?
You got a big old.
Oh, there'll be jokes either side,
it'll be,
right?
Either way, you know. I think you just need what's a normal size that's
A 9.
I'm a big nigga, so shit.
A 9 for a girl is normal.
Okay, so
9.
What is that in men's? That's like 8?
That's
10 and a half, man.
yeah, like a
Oh no, I said for a dude, 10 being the 10 and a half is normal.
Like 8 to 10, I guess.
Yeah, so in men's shoes, I can wear a 7. It's a big on me, but that's when men's shoes start at a 7. So, and for a woman, that's me. I'm an 8 in a women's shoe. So it's like a size or a size and a half.
How much are those? Those prices like what? $54? Like,
No.
the shoes like Jordan.
The
1s.
youth ones? The youth? Oh no, you can get them for 100.
Oh, you saving a lot of money.
100, yeah.
And one day I'm gonna pull up the chat just for y'all too. So y'all,
What?
It should not
What's
even make it.
happening?
I'm just saying they just start talking about other random shit. I'm surprised we ain't got hit with the Pusha T bots yet.
What happened?
I know those. You know those Pusha T bots on Twitter right now. Just
What they say?
they're just overtaking tweets. You can't even really scroll the tweet without seeing 500 Pusha T related tweets.
Oh my God.
But no, it just had nothing to do with anything that's going on here. Nothing with the show. They just,
That's why I don't watch it when I'm on, because I feel like I will lose focus. Especially the ones that
they start asking random questions to each other, getting in.
they having whole debates.
Oh, yeah.
They got a whole crew, but we appreciate y'all chat nonetheless. We appreciate y'all rocking with us. This Thursday, it's Gil's Arena presented by Underdog Fantasy. Woo-hoo! We'll be back next week. We'll see y'all then.
Hey, I need my thing.
What thing?
I need a controller. I'm tired of bending down.
Oh, I don't know about
Where's
here.
the,
Somebody on Twitter already playing myself shit.
Which one?
Look, with the honor call for greatness, the chosen of few that carry the gift of genius, who do what they do, who possess finesse, blessed with desire, it's true. I'ma say it loud, none other than who?